Revenge is a dish best served on Friday nights, and tonight's menu serves up a 6A Region 1 rivalry matchup between the Blount Leopards and the LeFlore Rattlers. Hello everyone, I'm Tim Finnegan alongside Howard McCain and Al Whedon joining us for the sidelines for the Mobile County Public School High School Football Game of the Week. Back in 2014, during Blount's homecoming game, LeFlore was actually up 22-0 for 3 quarters, but Howard McCain, come fourth quarter, they were a little surprised.
Oh, absolutely. Got surprised with a 25-point surprise late in that ball game, Tim, and Blount was actually able to walk out of there with a 25-22 victory over the LeFlore Rattlers. So if you don't think the revenge factor is in play tonight, you are dead wrong. Both of these teams are ready to go at each other here on homecoming night for LeFlore, not Blount.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
And who says that this late in the season, games like this matchup tonight don't mean a little bit more to the playoff standings? The Blount Leopards, quite possibly one of the most improved teams in the Mobile area this year. Just a whole nother level of swagger for Lev Hawley's unit as they approach a very important matchup on Thursday Night Football next week. But first, they need a key win tonight against these LeFlore Rattlers.
You know, 7-1 is the record that Blount currently has. And as a coach and as a fan of that program, you want to see those kids get better week after week. And that's exactly what we saw from Blount. You know, a couple of weeks ago, they took on a very tough Spanish Fort team over in Spanish Fort, as a matter of fact. Should have got out of there with a victory. Didn't do it, but they did get right back to their winning ways the very next week.
Well, one of the key components to the Blount Leopards this year has been their junior quarterback, Kadarius Toney. This guy is a dual-threat weapon for Lev Hawley on offense. He's already accumulated over 2,000 all-purpose yards this season, rushing and passing. We're going to see him on display tonight. Yeah,
he's a he's a dual threat quarterback, Tim. He's 6 foot, 180 pounds. He's a junior, so everyone get used to seeing this kid because you're going to see him same time, same place next year.
And the guy on the other side of the field hoping to stop him is senior linebacker, defensive end DeAndre Hogues for the LeFlore Rattlers. Great size on Hogues, as he stands 6'2", 230, and just the versatility for Anthony Schamberger on defense.
Yeah, already has offers right now from Troy, from University of Louisiana, Lafayette, and also from Arkansas State. Can play defensive end or linebacker and is an excellent pass rusher. So, Kadarius Toney and DeAndre Hogue, this is going to be the matchup to watch tonight in this ball game as this game develops.
Absolutely. We're going to be keeping an eye on that battle throughout the night as both of these teams are going to be looking to get off to a quick start. The LeFlore Rattlers are in position to make a run for that number 4 playoff spot in 6A Region 1. So this is a bigger game than just a homecoming matchup.
Yeah, back to receive right now. Deep is Antonio Wright for the Blount Leopards, and that's who has the ball, Tim.
The senior is extremely dangerous as he gets out to about the 30-yard line on the opening kickoff. We've seen Wright being able to line up in multiple spots in Lev Hawley's offense this season. He excels in the slot at receiver, but just moving around the field, we're going to see him on a lot of jet sweeps tonight, just utilizing his versatility and speed.
Now, if it's one thing that you always notice whenever you have a Blount-LeFlore matchup, the bands never get cheated, Tim. We're just above the LeFlore Rattler band over here on the near side, on the press box side, and our windows are open. So, you know, get ready at home. If you're listening at home, you're gonna get a treat tonight from the LeFlore Rattler band.
Tony starting things off. 3 receivers set to his right. Drops back out of the shotgun. Pressure immediately in his face. He's going to roll out and just launch one for Wright down the field. A connection made near the 25 as he gets a block from one of his receivers. And a flag comes out of the 10, but not until the senior gets all the way down for a huge gain on the opening play.
Tim, that's going to be a block in the back against the Blount Leopards. Now, that's going to be a spot penalty. So the flag is dropped just inside the 10-yard line right at the 9. So that's where they're going to mark the play off from, back in the other direction. But a huge opening play for Kadarius Toney and his favorite target, Antonio Wright. Antonio Wright was able to get behind the defense, Tim. Actually, he was being covered up by Savon Petway. Savon Petway must have lost the ball in the air, Tim, lost track of it, overran the play. Wright caught the football and was able to pick up additional yardage, but as he was trying to get into the end zone.
By the offense, 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul will be a first down.
Let's take a look right here. He was able to get a key block there from Martin at the running back position and able to get out to the left side and find Wright in single coverage, and he just kept his eyes on the ball after making the completion right there. Fresh set of downs inside the 20. The Leopards' first trip into the red zone is going to be a quarterback keeper for Tony as he spins his way forward up the middle for a huge gain and another first down for the Leopards inside the 10.
Yeah, awesome job of selling the play fake that time was the quarterback, Kadarius Toney, on the quarterback keep. He was finally brought down by Quintrell Price, not before he was able to get back inside the 10-yard line, Tim. First and goal, Blount.
Third play of this opening drive, back-to-back first down conversions for the Leopards. Toney has 3 receivers to his right, 1 to the left, as he hands off to Martin on the play up the middle, and he's going to get inside the 5 down to the 2-yard line.
Yeah, just a read option there by the quarterback and the running back. The quarterback simply simple handoff to the running back, able to find a hole on the left side of the offensive line, Tim, down inside the 1, right around about the 2-yard line are the Blount Leopards. Second and goal.
Out of the shotgun formation, Toney is going to keep it himself and take it right into the end zone as he just walks right by 2 defenders and gets the Leopards on the board just like that with 10 minutes and 50 seconds here in the first quarter.
Yeah, 2-yard touchdown run by the electric running back for the Blount Leopards. Quick strike offense, Tim. Only 3 plays to get into the end zone for the Blount Leopards, and that's going to be a 6 on the board as the point after is pending. But man, oh man, was that easy.
Alvarado Amaya, the sophomore kicker, on for the point after and is going to put it through for the Blount Leopards, striking first 7-0 with 10 minutes and 50 seconds remaining here in the first quarter. You're watching the Mobile County Public School High School Football Game of the Week.
Do you have what it takes to be an Envision graduate? We are pioneering students to be all they can be, from 6th grade all the way to 12th grade.
I definitely would recommend Envision to other students who feel the way I feel. They really work with you, and they've gotten tutors, and you have online teachers to talk to.
It starts right here. It starts right now. Envision Virtual Academy. Enroll today.
Welcome back to the Mobile County Public School High School Football Game of the Week. Tim Finnegan, Howard McCain, Al Whedon bringing you tonight's matchup from legendary Ladd Peoples Stadium tonight. The Blount Leopards strike quickly, Howard McCain, 7-0 on top of the Rattlers.
Well, Tim, it was a 1 minute and 10-second drive. That was only 3 plays. And the Blount Leopards are, like I said, picking up where they left off, Tim. This is an explosive football team on offense. I'm telling you, they have some playmakers. And unless this defensive secondary for the LeFlore Rattlers finds Antonio Wright, he is going to be more, he's going to play a lot like Antonio Brown from the Pittsburgh Steelers if they're not careful.
Alvarado Amaya kicks it down to the 15-yard line. LeFlore is going to bring it out, and they have a huge opening as he sprung through all the way to the other side of the field, but a flag comes out near midfield.
Yeah, that is extremely unfortunate because that was DeWitt Lambert who actually brought that ball all the way back. There was a flag, Tim, that was dropped somewhere around about midfield over here on the near side near the LeFlore bench. Now, that could be holding, that could be a block in the back, but either way it goes, I believe this is going to go against the LeFlore Rattlers. So if that is the case, it's going to be a spot foul, and it's going to be holding. The indication is holding against the LeFlore Rattlers. So that's going to nullify a huge, huge return that time by DeWitt Lambert. Again, he's a corner, Tim. He's 5'11", 175 pounds here, and he just simply does a wonderful job of just setting up his blocks. Looks like some guys for the Blount Leopards kind of got out of their lanes, Tim, and he was able to get downfield for a huge gain. But as it goes
against the receiving team, 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. First down.
So, Tim, that's almost about close to a 45-yard penalty against the LeFlore Rattlers. So that pushes the ball back, Tim, to the 41-yard line of the Rattlers, and that's where they start, 1st and 10.
Sean Phelan, the junior quarterback, will start things off for the Rattlers now at the 40-yard line. After that penalty, they have a man in motion in green. They're going to dish it out to him on a screen pass on the right side. Pressure in his face immediately as he's pushed out of bounds for a 3-yard gain.
Yeah, just not a whole lot over there on the right side. Great defensive pursuit on the far side of the field, Tim, by the Blount Leopards to force the running back out of bounds. Able to pick up about 4. Good yards on first down. So that's going to make it second down at about 6 for the LeFlore Rattlers at their own 44-yard line.
Well, they're going to have to make a substitution here as Green is just on the ground in frustration after going out of bounds. He came up limping back onto the field. He's not too happy.
Yeah, he's angry. He is angry. But the thing about it is, the thing that he's the most angry about is he's hurting pretty bad, Tim, I'm telling you. Wow. Hate to see that from the young man after just one play in this football game on the far side with the swing out catch from the quarterback out in the right flat.
We're going to step away. You're watching the Mobile County Public School High School Football Game of the Week. The Blount Leopards on top of the LeFlore Rattlers 7-0 in first quarter action.
Smartboard, that's right.
Welcome back to the Mobile County Public School High School Football Game of the Week. The Blount Leopards leading the LeFlore Rattlers 7-0 here with 10 minutes and 31 seconds in first quarter action. A huge loss for the Rattlers offense as Jacoby Green, the senior running back, has gone out of the game but was able to be helped off by the trainers during the break.
Looks like it may be an ankle injury, but, you know, Tim, we don't like to speculate on injuries, so they'll get him on the sideline and take a good look at him.
Chester Williams gets about a 2-yard gain on second down right there, bringing up third down from the 45 as we head down to the sidelines with Al Whedon.
Thanks, Tim. Appreciate that. As you said earlier, this game has a lot of playoff implications, especially for the Rattlers. Coach Anthony Schamberger told me they've got to play smart, they've got to play tough, and they've got to contain quarterback Kadarius Toney. Well, they didn't do it on Blount's first drive. They're going to have more chances later. On the other side, Coach Lev Holly said it's simple. We're going to play Blount football. We're going to play fast. We're going to come at you, and we're going to do the small things to make them right throughout tonight to get the win. That's what's happening down here on the field so far, guys.
A lot of implications in this game, Al. Not just a homecoming victory on the line. Both of these teams still in the hunt for the playoffs like you're talking about in 6A Region 1 as the Rattlers are able to convert for a first down to the Blount 45 on that one.
Yeah, that was Rodney Finley who caught the pass from their quarterback, Sean Phelan. And I tell you, how in the world Phelan was able to find Finley in the middle of that congestion in the middle of the field, I never know. But it's a first down for the Leopards, Tim, that pushes the ball. The Rattlers that pushes the ball into the Leopard territory right about the 43-yard line, 1st and 10.
They got a man in motion into the backfield. Phelan on the quarterback keeper. It doesn't look designed like that, and he's going to pay for it as he gets taken down right at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, some type of miscommunication there in the backfield. One of the players went in motion. I actually believe that was Rodney Finley who went in motion, Tim, and at the snap of the ball, Phelan was going to hand him the ball off, but I don't think he thought that he was supposed to get the handoff, so him and the running back collided. Phelan kept the football, just tried to pick up something, Tim, was able, luckily, to get back to the line of scrimmage. No yards lost, 2nd down and 10.
Phelan the Phenom?
Phelan the Phenom.
Oh, can I be the marketing person for that family? I'll tell you what. Phelan's got a man in motion once again. Oh, on 3rd down, drops the ball, able to pick it back up. Whoa, and a huge shot for a 2-yard loss on the play back at the 45.
Yeah, and that time he was going to try to hand it off again to Rodney Finley. I don't think Rodney Finley was looking for the football. I'm not really sure what was going on. It dropped on the turf, Tim, as we take a quick look at the offense for the Rattlers.
A lot of size up front with Jowers and Minor. Master Davis, a two-way player on offense and defensive line. Clark Armstrong, a leader for this unit, only a junior. As we take a look at the skill players, Phelan, the starter as a junior. Williams stepping in for Green tonight. Phelan's got his brother Tejon to throw to. Rodney Finley, a dangerous receiver. As Phelan just pitches over to his intended target, it's going to take a little bit of a skimp there, but an incompletion nonetheless, and that's going to bring up a punting situation for the Rattlers.
Yeah, it looks like he was trying to get the ball to Jacoya Williams, I believe, Jacoya Roberts in the flat. Just a jailbreak. Looked like it happened in the backfield, Tim, as we take a quick look here on the replay. right there, Phelan just immediately gets pressure right in his face, tries to get out into the right flat to find something, Tim. Nothing there. So that's going to bring up 4th down, a punting situation again. Well, now for the LeFlore Rattlers, who currently trail 7-0 here in the first quarter, 7:48 as Antonio Wright is back to receive.
Well, you know, if you're a coach on special teams, there's only one play. Don't punt it to right. But they will anyway with 2 defenders in the face. Whoa, a muff punt. He's able to recover it in the end zone and bring it out, has some blockers, and they're going to blow the play dead as it looks like a LeFlore player is down after he tried to dive for the loose ball on the play.
Well, that's Master Davis, Tim, that's down holding his ankle, and I'm not entirely sure why the officials blew the play dead unless Antonio's knee must have hit the ground, as we see him muff it here, able to get it back up. Oh, he circled into the end zone. Once he circled back into the end zone, that's an immediate touchback, so the ball is blown dead. But the biggest concern right now is that Master Davis, who plays both offense and defense for the LeFlore Rattlers, Tim, went down on the play trying to recover that muffed punt by Antonio Wright. So the coaching staff is out there taking a look at him now.
This would be back-to-back huge losses for the Rattlers.
Exactly.
We're going to step away again. You're watching the Mobile County Public School High School Football Game of the Week. Blount leading LeFlore 7-0 here in first quarter action.
The quality of education that I received from the Mobile County Public School System really prepared me for global success. Being an international opera singer, I get to travel all across the world. And one of the most important aspects about that is being able to communicate and work with people. And the Mobile County Public School System really equipped me to be greatly successful worldwide.
Welcome back to the Mobile County Public School High School Football Game of the Week. The Blount Leopards leading the LeFlore Rattlers 7-0 with 7 minutes and 23 seconds here in first quarter action live from Ladd Peoples Stadium. The Blount Leopards, after a interesting return there, Antonio Wright had muffed the ball, and an injury occurred down on the field. Master Davis, the two-way offensive-defensive line player for the LeFlore Rattlers, going down with an injury, trying to recover. Wright trickled back into the end zone, and they actually blew the play dead, spotting him, it looks like, inside the 10-yard line.
I need some type of explanation, Tim, because the ball is at the 8-yard line. Why is the ball at the 8-yard line? Because when the ball was muffed, he did not go to his knee or touch a knee down or any part of his body down to whistle the play dead. I'm not really sure why this is actually has been spotted at the 8-yard line. During one of the timeouts, I try to get some clarity on that with one of the officials because I'm not really sure what happened on that play.
Kadarius Toney, a dangerous throw, a screen attempt right there as he had pressure at his face in the end zone. Almost an interception, but they'll call an incompletion on the play.
You know, going back to that injury for Master Davis, you know, we mentioned early on that he is a two-way player. Not only is a defensive tackle for the LeFlore Rattlers, Tim, he plays one of the most important positions on the offensive line. That's at center.
Second down, pressure in the backfield. Toney able to evade a number of defenders and gets all the way up to the 30-yard line before he's brought down. A huge gain for the junior as he escaped out of his own end zone up to the 32.
Yeah, that's about a 26, I believe, a 27-yard run by Kadarius Toney, and the defense had him dead to rights, Tim, just inside the 5-yard line. But I saw this a couple of weeks ago when he played against Spanish Fort. He is so elusive back there when he gets the football in space.
Opening play here on first down. Toney able to connect with his big target, Reggie Todd, out there, and going to go nowhere. Actually get a loss on the play, upcoming second and about 12.
Yeah, just not a whole lot, Tim. As a matter of fact, he lost on the play, did not field the football cleanly from Kadarius Toney out in the left flat. That allowed defensive help to finally come over and finish off the tackle. A loss of about 2 on the play, Tim. Second down and 12.
Second down for Blount. Toney comes out and is looking right down the middle. A flag comes out as he was looking for Shepard.
And that's going to be pass interference on number 13, Savon Petway, grabbing the jersey of the intended receiver. But tell you what, let's run down to the field quickly and Al Whedon. Al?
Hey, appreciate that, Howard. I had a chance to talk with one of the side officials here. He said what occurred was when Wright was contact around the 8-yard line and went back into the end zone, they brought it to the 8 rather bringing it to the 20 as a touchback because some type of contact was made, but he had not been down. Also for Jacoby Green, number 27 for LeFlore, he's on the sideline. Looks like we got an ankle injury here. Doesn't appear to be broken, but a severe strain. So we may not see Mr. Green later on tonight. I'll let you guys know.
Thanks, Al. And, that's some hopeful news for Green.
Yeah, like I said, he knew immediately that he had a problem when he was on the turf.
By the defense, 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. It would be second down, replay second down.
Well, after that interference call, it's going to be a 2nd and 2 now around the 42-yard line for the Leopards.
Well, he said holding on the defense, right? The ball is back at the original line of scrimmage. They never marked off the 10 yards.
Tony comes out, dumps off to Shepard on the play, and he's just going to drop, but close to that first down marker for the conversion.
Tim, I'm sorry. I hate to continue to harp on this, but I'm still trying to tell you what. Let's take a quick look at the offense for the Blount Leopards.
Well, we've seen a lot of the weapons on display for Lev Hawley's offense. Tony, Martin, and Wright, extremely dangerous. Reggie Todd actually transferred over from LeFlore, so you got to think that this is a special game for the senior receiver. Tony pressure in the backfield, and he's going to go down for a sack as DeAndre Hogues finished him off. A huge loss on the play, close to about 9 yards.
You know what? I actually think that was Marcus Riggs that was able to get in on the quarterback so quickly. Numbers are a little difficult to see.
Riggs made the initial contact with Hogues, finishing off Tony in the backfield, setting up a 2nd and 19 now for the Leopards as we tick under 6 minutes remaining here in first quarter action.
Yeah, it looks like the Rattlers are having some trouble getting set up in their defensive set with their corners, but they're there now.
They've been bringing the pass rush all night, but Tony able to find a man across the middle, and who else? Antonio Wright getting the Leopards all the way across midfield, setting up a 3rd and short near the 46.
Yeah, looks like it's going to be a 3rd and 3 coming up here. Ball is now in plus territory for the Blount Leopards. A beautiful square in route run by Antonio Wright. They ran both 2 of the wide receivers downfield. He just simply ran an underneath route, found a soft spot in the zone, picked up a bunch of yards on 2nd down. Here's 3rd.
Tony's going to keep it himself, has one man to beat, and he is going to be gone for days. A huge run from the junior quarterback. 48 yards gets the Leopards on the board. Tony's 2nd rushing touchdown on the night.
And once again, Kadarius Toney does an amazing job of selling that play fake to the running back. Not only did he probably fool me, he probably fooled half the people in the stadium, Tim, with that play action. As we watch here, sinks it deep into his quarterback, into a running back's stomach, and after that, he just finds a crease right up the middle, goes untouched, 48 yards to pay dirt, Tim, and that now pushes the Blount lead to 13-0 over LeFlore.
Alvarado Amaya with a point after and tacks it on as Lev Hawley's Blount Leopards extend their lead 14-0 with less than 5 minutes remaining here in first quarter action. You're watching the Mobile County Public School High School Football Game of the Week.
Join the 32nd Annual Mobile International Festival as they present Tall Tales, a journey through the world of folklore on Saturday, November 21st at the Mobile Civic Center. Hear tales from over 70 countries, savor exotic food, enjoy global entertainment, shop for treasures and engage in hands-on art. Children 12 and under admitted free with $12 adult ticket purchase.
Welcome back to the Mobile County Public School High School Football Game of the Week. Less than 5 minutes remaining here in first quarter action, but the Blount Leopards have already struck for 2 Kadarius Toney rushing touchdowns. The last one, Howard McCain, going for 48 yards.
Yeah, you're darn right, and I started him tonight in fantasy.
Oh, good.
So,
good.
so that's a real good start to my fantasy week with Kadarius Toney.
Alvarado Amaya with a short kick. Oh, a muff kickoff. Return on that one, and the Leopards jump on it with great field position at the 30-yard line in LeFlore territory.
Wow. Wow, when it rains, it pours. You know, so far LeFlore has not been able to do absolutely anything with the Blount Leopards on defense, and then come out on special teams, and they muff the kickoff and give the ball right back to this dangerous offense with an even more dangerous player, Kadarius Toney, as we take a quick look here at the defense for the LeFlore Rattlers.
Well, LeFlore back to work without Master Davis. Jonathan Buskey, a great story, a converted basketball player. We talked about Reggie Todd, but linebackers DeAndre Hogues, Juan James, and Tamadre Graham going to bring a lot of pressure tonight as we always see the effective pass rush. Price and Williams, the leaders of the secondary. An incompletion on that play is going to bring up 2nd and 10.
Oh, my gosh. Quintrell Price, that ball hit him in the hands, Tim. He had an interception that time of Kadarius Toney as we take a quick look here. This is Master Davis. Tell you what, let's go right down to the field quickly to Al Wheaton. Al?
Hey, appreciate that, Howard. Talked with one of the coaches here on the sideline for the Florida. They're retaping Master Davis's ankle. Look like we may possibly see him later on. He's going to test it out on the sidelines and see if they can get him back into action later on, guys.
Well, that would be crucial for them, Al. I mean, Master Davis, a two-way player, center, defensive tackle, just 2 crucial positions for this unit.
Yeah, the only way they're going to know whether he's going to be able to go is they're doing exactly what they need to do, Tim. Get that ankle wrapped up nice and tight. And what that does is that sort of restricts some of the blood flow that goes into it, and that's going to keep down some of the swelling. So the only way they're going to be able to know if Master Davis is going to be able to go, Tim, is to tape him up, get him out there, and see if he can go. But we have a timeout here taken.
It looks like the Rattlers are going to take a timeout. An upcoming 3rd down for the Blount Leopards, but they've just been having their way tonight, and just luck has not been on the side of LeFlore to start the game.
Well, so far it hasn't. And, you know, for LeFlore, who pretty much comes into tonight's football game as an underdog, Tim, it's going to be crucial that they keep the football game close. If they're able to keep it close, then maybe you can get a couple of lucky breaks here and there, because remember, these guys are still in the playoff hunt. Now, not only are they watching the Daphne Baldwin County game right now, or keeping an eye on it right now, but they also have to take care of business themselves, Tim. They have to come out here and they have to beat a very good Blount football team.
Well, they have to do something that not a lot of teams have done this season. I mean, we talked about, you know, Blount is a perennial playoff contender on an annual basis, and, you know, they're going to probably lose 1 to 2 games per year, but, I mean, Lev Hawley has just picked up the keys to this car and is just driving as a huge force in 6A Region 1 and across the entire Mobile area. We saw, we talked about their close 1 loss against Spanish Fort this year, and they just seem to be an unstoppable force.
Tim, our officials tonight, our referee is Joey Pilgrim, Gene Adams, Orlando Baldwin, Jason, I think that's Jason Colbo, Willard Clabo, Willard Four, James Daniels, and Lawrence Radcliffe are our officials.
An incomplete pass from Kadarius Toney on 3rd down is going to bring up 4th down and 10 from the 30-yard line for the Leopards for the first time tonight. And it doesn't look like the kicking unit's going to be coming out.
Man, beautiful night here at Lab People Stadium, Tim. It's a nice breeze in the stadium. You know, absolutely no stars in the sky. Pretty overcast, but I tell you, just a great night for football.
Toney lobs it up, had a man in the end zone and and just overshot him, and that's going to be a huge victory for this LeFlore defense.
And that's a big stop for this defense after their special teams came out and pretty much, just put them in a bad spot. As we take a quick look here, Kadarius Toney looking for his favorite target, Antonio Wright. He's not there. He's covered. Ball is just overthrown, falls incomplete. So 3 downs and out for the Blount Leopards, Tim. They didn't pick up a single yard on that muffed kickoff. It fell at the 30. They're at the 30 still. So now ball is going to go over to the LeFlore Rattlers.
Down 14 with 4 minutes and 8 seconds remaining here in first quarter action. The LeFlore Rattlers starting things off from their own 30-yard line. Phelan with 2 backs in the backfield is going to hand off to Chester Williams. Is going to fight his way forward for about a 5-yard gain on the play.
Yeah, Chester Williams, the 5'11", 195-pound senior, Tim. That's good size at the running back position. If this offensive line is able to create any type of rushing lanes or any kind of creases, I believe if Chester Williams can get in between them, he can make something happen for this offense. But it's up to this offensive line to control the line of scrimmage.
Williams and Perryman in the backfield. Williams getting the carry this time. Perryman getting the carry as he just fights his way forward. The great size on Jonathan Perryman, 6'1", 230 for the junior.
That's
just
a big kid, man.
Ball.
That is a big kid. And we see Looks like his helmet came off. So he's going to have to come off the field for at least one play. As we see coming into the football game for him is Dylan Williams. Now, Dylan Williams isn't a small kid of himself, Tim. He's 6'1", 245 pounds. They just keep getting bigger.
You want that running at you?
No, I don't. Not in reality or in my dreams.
The guy to watch for at receiver, Tejon Phelan, at the top of your screen. Phelan, the quarterback, hands off to Williams. And he's going to go nowhere as he's just met by a group of Blount defenders pushing him all the way back to the 35-yard line, but Ford Progress will stop him at the 40.
Well, I like the initial cut that Chester Williams made, Tim, after he got the football at the, right at the point of attack. As we take a look here, he makes his first cut there. Now you just get upfield, okay? You won't have an opportunity to make that second cut at that running back position. So after you make that first cut, once he got out into the flat, get those shoulders turning north and south and just drive upfield and try to pick up positive yards. As it goes, it is now 4th down, but I believe there's a little bit of confusion with the officials and the first down marker. Now, they're still standing over the ball. I still see 4th down is what's being shown, but the scoreboard shows first down. So I believe it's going to be 1st and 10, Tim. Ball sits at the 41-yard line of the Rattlers.
There we go. Everybody get on the same page.
Yeah.
Scoreboard had it right.
Yeah.
Phelan in the backfield with Behrman. Phelan, receiver in motion, down to the bottom of your screen. Out of the shotgun. Oh, a quick high snap. Phelan looking that way, makes the connection. Phelan to Phelan, going to go nowhere, though. 2-yard gain, if that.
Yeah, just not a whole lot there for Tejon Phelan out in the left flat. He was the player that went into motion. Just tried to run a quick little hook route, Tim, where he went out about 4 yards and turned around and looked at his quarterback. And the quarterback delivered a strike. Short gain, but that's okay. Those short pass plays like that, Tim, they act just like rushing attempts. 3-4 yards here and there, Tim, you're still moving the football. So a positive play for the Rattlers. 2nd down and about 7.
1 minute, 50 seconds remaining here in first quarter action. Perriman getting the carry and fights his way forward, but it's going to go nowhere. Might have picked up a yard with 45.
You can look at Perriman when he gets the handoff from Phelan in the backfield. 1:34 remaining in the first quarter. When he gets the football, Tim, I'm telling you, if this offensive line not only if they can open up a hole, if they can just keep it open just long enough for him to be able to slide through. Once he gets into that 2nd tier and 3rd tier defenders, he's big enough to run over some guys. So if that offensive line can open up a hole and keep it open long enough for Perriman, I thoroughly believe he can make something big happen in that running game.
3rd and about 5 as Perriman is in motion out to the left side. Phelan with pressure in his face. Lobs it over to Chester Williams. Whoa, upended, no. Stays on his feet. D'Angelo Anderson with the initial shot. Williams bounces off.
Incredible. Okay, now our graphic showed that the International Space Station is above us right now. Now, I'm looking at the monitor and I'm looking up. I don't see anything. Okay, now if somebody at home sees it, take a picture. Okay, put it on our website and let us check it out. But right now, the International Space Station is directly above us, Tim. Not sure if that's going to have any bearing on the football game.
Directly above Lad People Stadium?
Directly above. It's probably trained in on us.
Oh,
it may be.
They wanted to check out tonight's matchup.
We have a timeout, Tim, being taken by Blount.
24 seconds remaining here in first quarter action. The Blount Leopards leading 14-0 over LeFlore here in our Mobile County Public School High School football game of the week. It's been a back-and-forth little defensive series, the last two for both of these units. LeFlore trying to make adjustments after the loss of their starting center, Master Davis. They're trying to get the running game going with Perriman and Williams, and they're just trying to find some answers here with only 5 yards before a first down.
Well, tell you what, let's run downfield real quick as these players are making their way back onto the playing surface to Al Whedon. Al?
Guys, I don't know about the space station, but I can say Kadarius Toney, he can do a lot in space. At media days, when asked about his quarterback, Coach Lev Holly said he reminds me of Cam Newton. He's confident, he's got the legs, and he can throw it very accurately. You know what? It's not bad having a little arrogance in your quarterback, But to back this up, who would have thought later in the season this kid would have thrown for over 2,000 all-purpose yards and run for some as well, 20 touchdowns, 10 rushing touchdowns. And guys, he's only a junior. Oh my goodness, Mr. Electric, Kadarius Toney.
Al, you say arrogance, I say swagger.
You know, that's something that I alluded to, and I'm so glad Al supported that. Something I alluded to earlier, Tim, in the broadcast, that this kid, you know, everybody has to get another shot to look at this kid again next year. It's kind of like Leonard Fournette with the LSU Tigers.
Oh,
you know, you kind of wishing, would he just go ahead and go pro? But they got to look at him again next season as we get a big run here from the running back position.
The LeFlore secondary getting a look at Lorenzo Martin as the senior running back gets all the way down to around the 17-yard line. A huge run for the Leopards offense.
Wow, wow, wow. Look at this rushing lane to the left, to the right. Look at that, Tim. That hole is about 10 yards wide for the running back for the Blount Leopards. That's Cameron Bell. I'm sorry, that's Lorenzo Martin that was able to get downfield for a huge gain on first down, and I believe we're going to get another timeout. I believe this one is going to be taken, Tim, by LeFlore.
With 3 seconds remaining here in first quarter action, we're going to step away. You're watching the Mobile County Public School High School Football Game of the Week.
The Environmental Studies Center is a natural sciences education facility designed to provide unique learning experiences. In addition, wildlife rehabilitation plays a vital role each day at the center. Featuring more than 500 acres of rich woodlands, the center affords teachers, students, and the general public an opportunity to experience firsthand the natural environment. Environmental Studies Center. It starts with us in the Mobile County Public Schools.
Welcome back to the Mobile County Public School High School Football Game of the Week. Tim Finnegan, Howard McCain, Al Wheaton bringing you tonight's matchup from Ladd Peoples Stadium between the Blount Leopards and the LeFlore Rattlers. A huge run on that last play coming from Lorenzo Martin. About a 53-yard run gets the Leopards into the red zone once again tonight.
Yeah, ball sits at the 17-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Blount Leopards as they go to a triple running back set here in the backfield.
Toney drops back to pass, has Todd in double coverage in the end zone, jump ball, and broken up in the secondary over there. Whoa, a little bit of a scuffle, and that's going to bring out a flag.
Oh, man, that was just excellent coverage out there by the LeFlore Rattlers. It was good coverage underneath by the corner and even better coverage over the top by the safety. The safety came over, Tim, was able to knock the ball free from the wide receiver and then stood over him and taunted him. I believe that was Marcus Sullivan. Well, unless Marcus Sullivan is playing, I believe that was Marcus Sullivan. Again, these numbers are a little bit difficult to look at from up here, I believe that was Cortland Williams, Tim. I apologize. That was Cortland Williams.
Personal foul against the defense. Dead ball after the play. Personal foul against the defense. We're going to move the ball. We're going to move it to the other end for the quarter.
Thank you. That was Joey Pilgrim. That's our referee. Kind of got a little tongue-tied there. That was Cortland Williams who committed the personal foul penalty. That's going to be taunting, Tim. So the ball is going to be spotted half the distance to the goal. They're going to spot it here on the south end zone. It's the end of the quarter. They're going to move it down to the north end zone, and that's where we're going to pick up the second quarter.
It's going to tell you the second quarter action. The Blount Leopards leading 14-0. After that penalty is going to shift to the other side of the field. I tell you, the LeFlore looking for some momentum right here, but Blount knocking on the door once again in the red zone.
Yeah, and gosh, man, you did not need that from Cortland. You just didn't need that from him. It was just a great play to come over and track the football and knock it away from the big wide receiver, Reginald Todd, who had a shot at it. Reginald Todd goes 6'4", 195 pounds. But tell you what, real quick, we're going to take a live look in Gulf Shores versus Citronelle. And right now, Gulf Shores is in control by a score of 19-0.
The Dolphins up big early in the first half over Citronelle as the Wildcats' last home game of the season, as they're trying to end their home stretch on a positive note. But it looks like the Dolphin offense is just having their way tonight.
Yeah, and Citronelle has had another tough season, Tim. but the fans in that area continue to come out and support these kids as best they can. Trust me, sooner or later, Citronelle is going to get a winning product on the field. But, you know, this year and last year has been really, really tough for that program. But those kids continue to play hard. And they're going to play hard tonight, even though they're down by a score of 19-0, as we come back live right now to Lab People Stadium.
Reggie Todd lined up at the bottom of your screen. He's not hard to miss. I mean, this guy is about 6'4", close to 200 pounds at receiver. We talked about his story earlier. He was a transfer basketball player from LeFlore. So a little bit of added bitterness to the rivalry.
And if you're Kadarius Toney and the offensive staff for the Blount Leopards, you're drooling right now because you're looking at the defensive set for the LeFlore Rattlers, Tim. And down at the bottom of the screen is going to be Reginald Todd matched up against Quintrell Price. That's a one-on-one out in the flat, Tim. If they could have gotten the ball out there, but no need as we have a 8-yard touchdown run by the Blount Leopards.
Josh Brown capitalizing for the Leopard offense on that one, and that's going to extend their lead to 20-0 here to start the second quarter.
Yeah, just a simple handoff, Tim. Out in the left flat, excellent blocking downfield by the wide receivers. Running back was able to get into the end zone easily for the Blount Leopards, and that extends their lead, Tim, to 20-0 over the LeFlore Rattlers here at Lab People Stadium.
Well, in last year's matchup, LeFlore started the game off 22-0 for 3 quarters, and right now Blount's trying to do the same thing, only different story. The Leopards extend their lead 21-0 with 11 minutes and 51 seconds remaining here in second quarter action of the Mobile County Public School High School Football Game of the Week.
The Mobile County Public Schools Signature Academies program offers a variety of specialized curriculum for highly interested and motivated students. These academies provide students with choices ranging from aviation to healthcare, advanced information technology to international studies, from engineering to coastal studies. These high-quality, hands-on programs prepare students for careers readily available in Mobile County. Signature Academies program. It starts with us.
Welcome back to second quarter action of the Mobile County Public School High School Football Game of the Week. Tim Finnegan, Howard McCain, Al Wheaton bringing you tonight's matchup from legendary Lad People Stadium. The Blount Leopards on top 21-0, capitalizing off of their third rushing touchdown on the night.
Yeah, that was an 8-yard touchdown run by Brown, for the Blount Leopards, Tim, at the 11:51 mark here in the second quarter. PAT was good, Tim, and we're sitting at 21-0 as the LeFlore Rattlers are set to receive this next kickoff.
Brown went to town. Sorry, I had to throw that one in there. Alvarado Amaya, another short kick down to the 20-yard line, this time handled by the Rattlers all the way up to the 30. It was a dangerous turnover on their last kickoff return. Schamberger pushing for ball security on that one.
Yeah. You know, Tim, my mama always told me, just because it comes up doesn't always mean it has to come out.
Oh, boy.
Okay, so the Brown goes to town thing, we enjoyed it, but it's over. Okay?
I'm just saying, I saw an opening and I had to take it. Downtown Josh Brown. Sorry, that's the last one, I promise.
Oh, come on, man. Come on.
If only he gets about a 70-yard touchdown run tonight.
You're going to do it, aren't you?
Just wait for the call.
You're going to do it, aren't you?
How do you like your steak?
Oh, no.
Well done.
Don't do it. Don't score.
The Rattlers have a man in motion. Whoa, a high snap, and going to take a huge shot in the backfield. Coming up to make the stop from the linebacker position, Darrell Scott, the junior, 5'11", 225, right in your face. How do you like that?
Yeah, and I'm looking at the wide receiver there after the play, Rodney Finley, and he's holding his arm, Tim. And, you know, all kinds of bad things happen as we take another quick look. We'll tell you what we won't do it. But Rodney Finley, if you see him right there in the bottom of the screen, one of the wide receivers, number 12, Tim, he's holding his left arm. And what happened right there, you know, that's pretty much been begged for all night because there have been problems getting the ball from the center to the quarterback on time, and that time it just went all awry.
2nd and 15, they got a man in motion, and they're going to be coming up with another big stop in the backfield. This time the freshman defensive end, Cortland Martin, coming up for the Leopards.
Right now, the Leopards are just kind of pinning their ears back, Tim, and they're just coming after this offense because LeFlore has not been able to establish anything in the run game. and they have not been able to establish anything in the passing game. Let's take a look at some scores.
Last night in Thursday Night Football, the Murphy Panthers securing the number 2 seed with a victory over Fairhope. Baker on top of MGM 17-7 in the battle for West Mobile. Bryant on top of Davidson 3-0 in first quarter action. McGill and Theodore battling over in Theodore tonight, scoreless in the first after the Leopards come up with another huge sack on the play. We took a look at Gulf Shores and Citronelle. The Dolphins up 19-0 in second quarter action tonight. St. Paul's and Viger tied over at Pritchard Stadium in the first quarter. A battle, talk about rivalries between the Saints and Wolves. Daphne and Baldwin County tied at 7 apiece in the first quarter. The Rattlers kind of need the Trojans to pick up a victory so that way they can be in the ballpark.
Yep.
Spanish Fort out on top of Robertsdale 21-0 in first quarter action as the LeFlore Rattlers are looking at a 4th and long to punt this one. And the Leopards are going to be looking at great field position as the punt is just going to take a bounce all the way down to about the 49-yard line. It didn't want to go into Blount territory.
Yeah, so the ball stays in plus territory for the Blount Leopards, leading comfortably right now by a score of 21-0 here in the second quarter. Tim, 9:24 left as some coaching is being done right now for the LeFlore Rattlers over here on the near side. Tim, it's homecoming here for the LeFlore Rattlers tonight as we take a quick look at the 6A Region 1 standings.
Well, we talked about the number 4 seed tonight, and you got an action between Baldwin County and Daphne. It's a crucial game for both of those teams tonight between the Tigers and Trojans. And LeFlore is sitting right there. Now, they only have 3 wins on the season, but those 3 wins, region wins, Howard McCain. They're very important. As a huge pass over to C.J. Shepard from Kadarius Toney gets the Leopards back into red zone territory again. That was just too easy for the junior.
Yeah, that's a 28-yard catch and pass, or pass and catch, from the quarterback to the running back, to the wide receiver Shepard. And there was just absolutely blown coverage in the secondary by the LeFlore Rattlers. No one picked up Shepard from that tight end position. He just simply ran right up the seam, turned around, waited for the football to be delivered to him for a 28-yard gain.
Fresh set of downs to get it out to right. Scampers around off the screen pass, has one man to beat, trying to find a corner, gets pushed out of bounds at the 1-yard line, and the senior is not happy.
Yeah, they're going to mark him at the 2-yard line, Tim, and that was about an 18, 19-yard pass play from Toney to right, and Blount is just making it look way, way too easy as we take another look here at right, trying to get the ball to the corner, tried to extend it to the pylon. Unfortunately, a body part had already touched out of bounds, so it's going to be 1st and goal from the 2. Here's Toney.
Fresh set of downs, another delayed handoff. Toney trying to scramble and stretches out. No signal. Yes, they will. Kadarius Toney, it was only 3 yards away, but that is his 3rd rushing touchdown on the night with 8 minutes and 55 seconds here in second quarter action.
Yeah, for Kadarius Toney, that's touchdown runs of 2 yards, 48 yards, and another 2-yard touchdown run for Kadarius Toney, pretty much accounting for all, 3/4 of the scoring tonight for the Blount Leopards. That pushes the lead out now, Tim, to 27-0.
Alvarado Amaya's point after is going to be blocked on the play and scooped up by LeFlore down at the 20. They tried to run it out just to play to the whistle right there, but Cortland Williams nonetheless coming up with a huge block on the play. That's going to stop the score at 27-0 with 8 minutes, 55 seconds here in second quarter action. We're going to take a look at the regional standings once again, this time for 7A Region 1. Now, Murphy and McGill have locked up the number 1 and 2 seed, but interestingly enough, a lot can play into factor here for 3 and 4. You're looking at Theodore, Fairhope, Foley. The Lions are off this week. Fairhope losing to Murphy last night in Thursday Night Football. Theodore in action tonight against McGill, so a lot can still happen, Howard McCain, at the bottom of those 2 playoff spots.
Yeah, and this is what you want, especially for the Alabama High School Athletic Association. You want things to still be alive in that final season because we want to get parents and fans out of their homes and into the stadium to watch these kids compete on that final weekend. So, that is really good to see in Region 7A.
Well, the Foley Lion faithful are huge fans of McGill tonight because if they beat Theodore, then that guarantees Foley a playoff spot, setting up for a crucial matchup in the season finale next week between the Fairhope Pirates and the Theodore Bobcats, potentially battling for the number 4 seed. But Theodore, in control of their own destiny with the victory tonight, could lock up the number 3 seed, leaving it for a toss-up between the Pirates and Lions for the number 4 next week.
And on that kickoff return, Tim, I believe that was DeWitt Lambert who was able to pick up just a few yards on that kickoff return. Ball now sits on the 29-yard line of the LeFlore Rattlers, Tim. 8:44 remaining in the ball game. And you couldn't tell the score was 27-0 because again, the LeFlore Rattler band is not going to be cheated tonight on homecoming for the LeFlore Rattlers.
The two bands are battling it out. Phelan with the snap on that one, trying to find a man across the middle. Whoa, just gets drilled from behind. Terrence Massey coming up from the secondary position. What a shot over there, and they got a man down in the backfield back at the 20. Chester Williams, the running back, down for the Rattlers.
Yeah, I didn't see what happened, but whatever it was something in the lower leg area. And we've seen some LeFlore Rattler players go down earlier tonight. We saw Jacoby Green, and we also saw Master Davis go down early on in the football game, Tim, as we're going to get an injury timeout.
We're going to step away. 8 minutes, 32 seconds remaining here in second quarter action. Blount leading LeFlore 27-0 here. The Mobile County Public School High School football game of the week as we switch over now to the 5A Region 1 standings. Jackson, the Aggies have been dominating this season.
Yes.
St. Paul's and Viger in action for that number 2 seed tonight over at Pritchard Stadium. BC Rain and Williamson. Interestingly enough, both of these teams
are still alive.
They control their own destiny. BC Rain looking to go for back-to-back playoff appearances for the first time in 12 seasons, Howard McCain. And the Williamson Lions, they're on a mission. Their head coach predicted in the preseason that they would be a playoff team.
Right.
He didn't know how it was going to happen, but they were going to make the playoffs. Tonight, they have an opportunity to do so over at Tremere Park.
Yeah, and that'll end an 8-year drought in the playoffs if they're able to take care of business against BC Rain. So you're absolutely right. I know it's a bit of a cliche, and it's actually a bit of an oxymoron when you say, people control your own destiny. There's really no such thing. If it's destiny, you have no control over it. But both of these teams have some play into whether they make the playoffs tonight, Tim. So that should be an exciting ball game for both of those fan bases, for the BC Rain Red Raiders and also for the Williamson Lions, as we watch Chester Williams slowly make its way off the playing surface, Tim. And again, it looks like a lower leg injury. If I had to guess, I would say it's probably his left ankle. But again, I don't like to speculate on injuries, but maybe Al can possibly find out some information.
2nd and 5. And they're just going to run into a wall of defenders, just ripped down in the backfield, and that's going to draw a flag.
Yeah, and, just like our producer just told us, Tim, Chester Williams was one of our student scholar athletes for the LeFlore Rattlers. So really hate to see that for that young man, but they're going to get him over here onto the bench. Take a look at that ankle and see if they can't get it back into the ball game. Here's Joey Pilgrim.
Dead ball, personal foul by the defense. 15 yards from the end of the run.
That's not what you want if you're the defensive coordinator for the Blount Leopards. That's a huge gain for the LeFlore offense as they get closer to midfield.
Yeah, that helps out with field position for the LeFlore Rattlers. Pushes the ball up to the 47-yard line. 8:11 remaining in the ball game, and Blount is in just complete control, Tim, of this football game on the scoreboard, 27-0.
Phelan now the shotgun formation. 2 running backs in the backfield. They hand off on the play. It's going to just spin upfield. A first down and just fighting through a pile of defenders. Dylan Williams coming with the size right there. The sophomore fullback, 6'1", 245, and just punishing on this run.
And you think he has 45 on his jersey for a reason, Tim. You know why?
Marcel Reese?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Charleston Fowler?
That, and also the fact that is 2 of the numbers in his weight. Okay, he's 245,
wow.
Tim, and just running like a whole bag of violence through the defense there, all the way across midfield down to the 40-yard line. First down and 10 for the LeFlore Rattlers, Tim.
I think Fowler wore number 7 at Biker.
I think he did. He did worse. I believe he did wear a single digit.
Perriman with the carry this time, going nowhere as he's snuffed out by the defense. Might have taken a loss on the play as we take a look at Chester Williams getting some attention there on the sidelines.
Tim Perriman, Jonathan Perriman at the running back position is 6'1", 230 pounds. Someone needs to tell Perriman that he is not an east and west runner. He is a pure north and south runner. You load up that 230 and you slam it into the defense. Do not try to run around guys, run over guys. 6:55 left here in the second quarter.
Well, a lot of size in the backfield now for the Rattlers with Perriman and Williams back there with Phelan. They're going to hand off with Perriman, who's going to go east and west on this one, out to the right and close to a first down as he just dragged a pile of defenders with him.
Now, there you go, young man. That's the way a 6'1", 230-pound running back is supposed to run. Do not try to run past guys. Run over guys right there.
Boom!
I mean, just now that right there, I'm surprised that was not a penalty flag.
Adrian Law jumping on his back, and Perriman just carried him.
That's what you want to see happen with your big 230-pound running back. Do not try to run past guys, run over guys. But, Tim, there is a flag on the play on the far side in the backfield for the LeFlore Rattlers.
A flag on the field, and we have an Al Whedon down on the field.
Appreciate that. Tim had a chance to check in with the trainers on Chester Williams. It looks like an ankle injury. Not too bad. We possibly may see him later. And that's the third Rattler to go down with ankle issues tonight. We're not doing heat timeouts. It's not like the kids are getting cramps, but for some reason the ankles are causing the Rattlers some problems. Coach Schamberger told me one of the challenges this season has been depth. He only dresses 53 players. They don't have a JV team. So with these injuries, as you can see, it could possibly not have good effects for the Rattlers against the Leopards tonight.
You're right about that, Alan. That's crazy. 3 ankle injuries in one night.
Well, some of that is the fact that these guys probably aren't taped up properly. We're going to get a timeout taken by the LeFlore Rattlers. That last penalty flag was on the Rattlers, Tim. Delay of game, nullifying that run by the running back Perriman.
Blount leading LeFlore 27-0. You're watching the Mobile County Public School High School Football Game of the Week.
Hi, I'm Martha Peak, Superintendent of Mobile County Public Schools.
And I'm Kay Ivey, your Lieutenant Governor.
We want to remind you to use caution while operating motor vehicles in school zones.
And remember to observe all traffic laws relating to school bus safety and stop ahead when you see red.
Protecting and keeping our children safe, it starts with us.
Hi, I'm Pat Mitchell, Transportation Director for the Mobile County Public School System. Remember, stop ahead when you see red.
Welcome back to the Mobile County Public School High School Football Game of the Week. Tim Finnegan, Howard McCain, Al Whedon bringing you tonight's matchup from Ladd People Stadium. 6 minutes, 28 seconds remaining here in second quarter action. The Blount Leopards with an astounding 27-0 lead. The big positive play for the LeFlore Rattlers tonight, block PAT.
Yeah, that was and another big positive run by Perriman has just been nullified, Tim. A delay of game penalty was called against the LeFlore Rattlers, so that pushes the ball back into minus territory to the 46-yard line of LeFlore.
Perriman in the backfield with Phelan. He's looking long on this one. 2 defenders around one. He was looking for his intended target on the play, Zion Robinson, and just way over in the other direction, not even close.
I'm not really sure what happened with Zion Robinson downfield, Tim. He ran the wrong route. I believe he was supposed to make a double move and go upfield. Now, he actually got behind the defenders, but right there at the last minute, he decided to run a square out. I'm not really sure why he ran a square out, but the quarterback was trying to put the ball on the money, and the wide receiver just simply ran the wrong route. It's third down now, Tim. Third down, and I believe it is about third down and 25 to go for the Rattlers.
Third down now, pressure immediately in the face of Phelan, but it's going to be thrown over the head of his intended target, and that's going to quickly bring up fourth down.
Yeah, he was trying to target, I believe it was Zion Robinson in the middle of the field, just threw the ball way, way too high for Zion Robinson to have a play on the ball. So that's going to be third down. Now it's going to bring up fourth down and 25 here for the Rattlers on homecoming as they are about to give the ball right back to Blount. And remember, Blount just put points on the board at the 8:55 mark of the second quarter, a 2-yard touchdown run by Kadarius Toney. Back to receive Antonio Wright.
Well, Toney's got 3 touchdowns on the night. Brown with the 4th rushing touchdown. The rushing attack has been quite effective as James is just going to punt this one away. They got coverage down there. Wright's teasing them. And LeFlore's going to recover inside the 20.
So that's going to put the ball right at about the 18-yard line is where the Blount Leopards are going to start this next drive. Tim, 5:50 remaining in the second quarter as we take a look at some shots from some of the fans tonight here at Homecoming. Over here on the near side, haven't had a whole bunch to cheer about. Some long faces, some really long faces right now for the fan base over here for the LeFlore Rattlers. But
that expression right there just says it all.
Kind of says it all.
Well, unfortunately, we talked about the 3 ankle injuries tonight. 3 crucial key components to the offense for the LeFlore Rattlers. So they're already playing down. Mishap in the backfield. Toney picks it up, has a man in single coverage, and makes the connection. Reggie Todd all the way down the field being tackled by 2 defenders. He still stretches out to about the 6. Toney drops the ball, picks it up, throws it out to Todd, down to the field, and they're inside the 10 once again.
Wow, what a play, Tim. Just a huge gain on first down for the Blount Leopards. But look, right there at the right between the 25 and the 30-yard line, Tim, we have a flag as we watch Kadarius Toney just tries to make something out of it, able to deliver it all the way downfield to his big wide receiver, Reginald Todd, who does the rest, gets the ball all the way down, I believe, to the 7-yard line. And they're going to pick up, Joey Pilgrim just gave the indication, Tim, they're going to pick up the flag on the play. So as it goes, that is an 81-yard pitch and catch for the Blount Leopards. Ball sits on the 7-yard line of LeFlore.
Well, you got to credit Toney's composure on that one. Pressure in his face immediately, drops the ball, picks it back up. Well, let me just throw it out to my 6'4" receiver.
I take it back, Tim. That was a 74-yard pass.
Toney with another quarterback keeper and another rushing touchdown for the junior. His 4th on the night comes 7 yards out.
Just too easy. Just.
How's your fantasy team doing?
I'm going to have to log on at halftime to see how Kadarius Toney is doing.
Good.
But that is his 4th rushing touchdown of the night, Tim, pushing the lead now to 33-0 for the Blount Leopards. An absolute offensive clinic.
I'm surprised he was on waivers this week,
No, I drafted him.
Oh, you drafted him? Okay,
I drafted
good.
Yes.
Wow. Man. 5 minutes and 12 seconds here in second quarter action. The Blount Leopards going for 2 right here. Their last point after was blocked by LeFlore, but Toney's going to take it himself, roll out to the right, looking to the left, throws that way. He's got a man in the back of the end zone, and just like that, a connection for a 2-point conversion. Toney to Shepard puts the Leopards up 35-0 here in the Mobile County Public School High School Football Game of the Week.
Did you know that the graduation rate for Mobile County is 82% and rising? That's because Mobile County Public Schools is equipping our students to be college and career ready. Did you also know that 144 of our AP scholars excelled high on the advanced placement exams to earn college credit? And with more signature academies and career technical programs, we are finding additional ways of keeping our students engaged. Building futures, it starts with us.
Welcome back to the Mobile County Public School High School Football Game of the Week. Tim Finnegan, Howard McCain, Al Whedon. Second quarter action, 5 minutes, 12 seconds remaining here in the first half. The Blount Leopards, off of Kadarius Toney's 4th rushing touchdown, has them up 35-0. A muffed kickoff return, but LeFlore is going to be able to control it as they maintain possession at the 30. The Leopards come out on a 2-point conversion and make the connection. Toney to Shepard puts the Leopards up.
Man, it's just been a clinic. I mean, Blount is ruining homecoming.
If you weren't impressed with the resume of the Blount Leopards so far. You get to see them live in action right now. It's a rivalry game.
Yeah.
You know, we talk about the Blount-Viger rivalry. That was our season opener.
Right.
This is the close second in this community.
Yeah, but right now, you know, I'm seeing a lot of miscues, and we're going to get a flag here, and it's going to be against the
delay of game by the offense, 5-yard penalty, first down.
So before the Rattlers can even run a play here, Tim, on their next possession here, 5:02 remaining in the second quarter, there's delay of game penalty, and I'm starting to see a lot of concentration issues going on with the LeFlore Rattler offense. Not only miscues, just a lot of miscues, also in communication, Tim. The whole team just is not on the same page right now.
Perryman in motion out to the left side. Vilon takes the snap out of the shotgun. Pressure from behind, and he's going to get ripped down on the play. Anderson coming up with the sack.
Yeah, just nothing there out in the flat for the quarterback, Vilon. He wanted to try to hit his receiver on the right side. He did not even attempt to go through his progressions and look back to the left. As you watch here, as Perryman goes in motion, he's locked in on one receiver. That receiver is taken away, tries to tuck the ball and pick up something, but defensive pressure comes in and makes the sack. Now, if you're the quarterback, once you get onto the flat, Tim, once you get outside the tackles, you can throw that football away and save those yards and not take that sack and those yards lost.
Second and long for the Rattlers as they hand off to Perryman, who's going to fight his way up the sideline for some positive yards.
Really choppy style of running by Perryman. Takes those itty-bitty steps, Tim, when he's running the football, scores coming in.
Thursday night football, Murphy securing the number 2 seed with a victory over Fairhope. Baker up big on MGM, 24-3. Bryant holding a 3-0 lead over Davidson in second quarter action. McGill and Theodore scoreless going into halftime.
That's a battle.
Defensive battle. Gulf Shores on top of Citronelle, 26-0 in the second quarter. BC Rain on top of Williamson, 13-8 in second quarter action. Got to keep an eye on that. St. Paul's with a small lead over Viger, 14-13 at Pritchard Stadium. Daphne and Baldwin County tied at 14 apiece.
Yeah.
Spanish Ford up big on Robertsdale, 35-0, mimicking this game right here. Jackson on top of Faith Academy, 28-6 at halftime.
As we look at Phelon coming off the field of play, Tim, he is frustrated. He was just sacked again by Mario Dungy from that defensive end position. So it's going to be fourth down and about 15 yards to go. Actually, a little bit longer than that. More like fourth down and about 20, I'm going to say about 23 yards to go for the LeFlore Rattlers as they punt the ball back over to the Blount Leopards.
Wright and Massey in the backfield. Takes a little bit of a bounce pass right. And LeFlore's going to down it at the 45. That's going to stop the clock with 3 minutes and 18 seconds remaining here in second quarter action as the Blount Leopards take over once again. They're capitalizing off of 5 rushing touchdowns, 4 coming from their junior quarterback, Kadarius Toney, tonight, and he's been everything advertised for an offensive weapon.
Well, Tim, you know, I'm looking at both teams make their way onto the field, and if you watch Blount coming from the sideline, everybody jogs to their position. LeFlore, everybody walks. You do not want to see that from your football team. You know, that's a sign that they've given up. It's 35-0 here in the second quarter, but guys still have to continue to play football, Tim.
Empty backfield. Tony makes another connection with C.J. Shepard inside the 25-yard line. Looks like they had a defender down on the play, but he's going to limp his way back to join the rest of the defense, but a 31-yard pass. As we take a look right here, Tony getting hit late, but able to keep his eyes downfield and make the connection with the senior tight end. Empty backfield once again. Tony, pressure in his face, immediately evades it, rolls out to the right side, tries to find a sideline as he's pushed out of bounds inside the 20. Is he trying to put on a show over there?
One of the things I like so much, Tim, about this new sprint turf, this new field turf that so many teams and stadiums and everything are installing, are those little black pellets, those little rubber pellets that they put down the field to kind of soften it a little bit. When guys make cuts, I love to see those little black pellets come flying up in the air. Kadarius Toney made a cut. So many of those black pellets came flying up in the air after he made his cut. It was just incredible.
Well, he tries to escape some defenders on that one, but gets back to the line of scrimmage. Evading, taking a loss right there.
Yeah, 2:27 remaining here in the second quarter. 3rd down and about 4 coming up here for the Blount Leopards. And, Tim, they continue to lead comfortably by a score of 35-0 over the LeFlore Rattlers, in control all night long.
Pugh in the backfield with Tony out of the shotgun formation. 2 receivers split out to each side. 2 minutes remaining here in the first half. Tony drops back to pass, pressure in his face, finds a man across the middle and makes a connection for his 5th touchdown of the night. His first passing touchdown goes to Antonio Wright for a 19-yard strike. The senior making a play.
Just and Antonio Wright, another student, scholar athlete of ours, making the connection with his quarterback, Tony, in the end zone. Easy pitch and catch into the end zone. 19 yards, another 6 points goes on the scoreboard. That pushes the Blount lead now 41-0 over the LeFlore Rattlers on homecoming for the LeFlore Rattlers. Homecoming is ruined, Tim.
I hope they have a good playlist at the dance. The kick through the uprights tacks it on. The Blount Leopards leading 42-0. We'll be right back with more coverage of the Mobile County Public School High School Football Game of the Week. Welcome back to the Mobile County Public School High School Football Game of the Week. Tim Finnegan, Howard McCain, Al Whedon bringing you tonight's matchup between the Blount Leopards and the LeFlore Rattlers. 42-0 is our score. It's just an offensive display for Lev Hawley's unit.
This has been incredible. I mean, it's almost been a coach's tape, that's been put on tonight, for the Blount Leopards. And I'll tell you one thing: if they want to put something on tape for their upcoming opponents to see, they definitely want to see this display that's been put on tonight by the Blount Leopards. They've been sound in the running game, they've been sound in the passing game, and they've been sound on special teams. They played a complete game in this first half, Tim. 1:39 remaining in the second quarter.
Is there such thing as showing too much? You're already up big.
I don't think so. At this point in the season, trust me, you're not really worried about that, because by this point in the season, you pretty much exhausted, pretty much your playbook. So there's nothing that Blount is probably holding on to. There may be some things they may install later as a different wrinkle when they go into the playoffs. But for the most part, they put up and showed just about everything that they possibly can do with this offense. So don't get me wrong. If teams aren't displaying that they can stop it, then why change it?
Williams going nowhere on the play. He's going to take a 5-yard loss, setting up a 2nd and 15 from the 40-yard line as the clock continues to tick down. Here in second quarter action, it looks like we're going to get a timeout from LeFlore. The Rattlers trying to find some kind of momentum before they get to halftime. Howard.
Well, I think that timeout might have been taken by Blount. Now, Blount has 1 timeout remaining in the first half. Blount is thinking, hey, let's get the ball back one more time before halftime. It's 2nd down and 15. If they can stop them here, use that final timeout, they'll run a 3rd down play and possibly get the ball back with just a little bit of time left on the clock. Who knows? Maybe Tony can possibly find something in the passing game with his tight end. They haven't been able to cover him, Tim, coming out and running that seam route early on in this ball game. So who knows? Let's see what strategy the staff uses for the Blount Leopards.
Well, the junior quarterback already has 5 touchdowns to his name tonight. 4 on the ground, 1 through the air. His last one going to Antonio Wright. 2nd and 15 now for the Rattlers from the 40. 1 minute, 17 seconds remaining here in the half. Phelan joined by 2 running backs in the backfield. He's going to hand off to Williams. No, Perriman on the play, and another 5-yard loss is going to down him back at the 35.
And I believe Blount is going to take one more timeout, Tim, so that's going to be their last timeout. 1:05 remaining on the clock. So when LeFlore runs his next play, by the time they get ready to punt the football away, they may take a delay of game penalty just to run just a little bit more time off the clock, Tim. So by the time they punt this football away, it's going to be somewhere in the vicinity of about 30 seconds left. Blount can do something with 30 seconds, okay? They could, Kadarius Toney, we've seen him. The guy is outstanding with the football on his own, just by running the ball. But again, if he can hit a quick something downfield to either Antonio Wright and get out of bounds, or to his tight end, who's been outstanding tonight, Charles Shepard, if he can hit something right down the middle of the field, maybe they can get down, clock it real quick, and run another play into the end zone. So a little bit of strategy being employed right now by the Blount Leopards.
Well, a lot of weapons for Lev Holly's offense. I mean, we talked about Reggie Todd, the big 6'4", 200-pound receiver. You got Tony, the junior, just elusive dual threat. Lorenzo Martin, a punishing running back. And Antonio Wright, your Wes Welker type of receiver. Pressure in the backfield for Phelan, trying to find a guy at the 40, and an incomplete pass is going to bring up a 4th down and stop the clock.
Why? Why throw the ball on 3rd down? You run the ball on 3rd down and to keep the clock going. Now that plays directly into the hands of the Blount Leopards because they don't have to worry about getting the ball back with somewhere around about maybe 30, somewhere between 20 and 30 seconds. So you just gave about 27 seconds to this dangerous offense. Oh my gosh. I'm really questioning that call right there on 3rd down by throwing the football.
Massey and Wright back at the 35-yard line to receive this one. James back at the 25 to punt this one away. 57 seconds remaining here in the half, and the Leopards are hungry for more, up 42-0.
2 returners back for the Blount Leopards, as that one I believe was partially blocked, Tim.
That's going to take a bounce, and it looks like there was some contact made near the 47-yard line. It looks like Lev Holly's offense is going to get some fantastic field position as they have 42 seconds to work with.
Tim, I think they stopped the clock a little bit too late. Actually, there should be somewhere around about 45 on it, but they're going to stop it at 42. 42 seconds remaining in the second quarter, 42-0 lead. Blount has over the LeFlore Rattlers. Ball sits on the 47-yard line, Tim. Only 53 yards to cover with 42 seconds. We've seen how quick strike, how big play of an offense this is. Let's see what happens.
Nice number connection. You know, I thought Al Whedon, that was his job.
He
stole one from him.
He's going to have something for us later.
Tony looking long on this one. Double coverage in the area and still makes a connection for a one-play strike to his senior receiver, Reggie Todd, 47 yards. Kadarius Toney's 6, count 'em 6, touchdown of the half, his 2nd passing touchdown. Wow.
Tim, you can't do it. You can't give this big play, quick strike offense as we take a look at Kadarius Toney, gets flushed out of the pocket and throws up a punt is what he threw up. Really wasn't much of a pass, but his wide receivers are able to make an adjustment on the football that the quarters couldn't make. 47-yard, one-play touchdown drive for the Blount Leopards as they line up for the 2-point conversion.
They're trying to put 50 on the board before halftime. Are they going for some kind of record? We got to look into that. Bunch formation, 3 receiving options to the left, 1 to the right. Tony rolls that way with Martin, the running back. He pitches out to him, and he's able to make the conversion. They are 2 for 2 tonight on 2-point conversions, and that extends this massive lead to 50-0. I know last year Blount was a little embarrassed as they got off to a slow start as the visiting team, LeFlore, jumped out 22-0. They shut them out for 3 quarters, but golly, this is some payback.
This is I'm trying to pick my words carefully.
Be careful here. Be careful.
It's been demoralizing.
Yep, man.
And I feel awful right now for the LeFlore Rattler football team because was it going to be a tough game to win tonight? Absolutely. But if somebody would have told them in the locker room before they came out for warm-ups that by halftime, Tim, that they would be down 50-0, a lot of those kids would have stayed in the locker room. And I wouldn't have blamed them because this is a really tough pill to swallow. And I feel so horrible for these kids. Now, I can't take anything away from Blount. They're doing exactly what they're coached to do, Tim, and that's score points, okay? And it's up to LeFlore to stop them. Tonight, it just hasn't happened. So look for it in the second half. I think the Dogs are going to get called off a little bit. you're going to start to see some second string, third string guys come out here and get an opportunity to play some football for the Blount Leopards.
Alvarado Amaya with another short kickoff, this one to the 30, and LeFlore's just going to lose some footing there. He's going to down him inside the 30-yard line back to about the 26, stopping the clock with 21 seconds here in first half action.
Now, one thing I will applaud, I have not seen one single LeFlore Rattler fan leave the stadium.
Oh, no.
Okay?
You got to love the faithful.
It's homecoming. You know, here in a little while, we're going to see the homecoming court. We're going to see all the pageantry and all the glitz and glamour that goes along with, you know, finding out who's the homecoming queen and things like that. So I really do commend the fans for the LeFlore Rattler football team to stay in the stands and continue to support these guys, because right now every single man dressed in orange and white feels horrible about what's going on right here on this football field.
I formation for the LeFlore Rattlers as they're going to come out with Williams, and he's just going to try to spin his way forward as the clock is going to run out, heading to halftime action. Blount leading LeFlore 50-0. We're going to see if Al Whedon can maybe snag one of the coaches before heading over into the locker room. Just a huge start. You couldn't script it any better if you're Lev Holly.
Yeah, you know, and Blount, again, the superior team coming into tonight's ball game, and they've shown it on the football field with this performance, Tim. And you can't take anything away from Lev Holly and his football team, but LeFlore has to find something. They have to find something in the second half to be able to keep these guys motivated to continue to play this game, because I have a couple of daughters, and they can get down on themselves real fast. So it's up to us to you know, try to keep them pumped up. But real quick, we're going to throw it out downfield to Al Whedon.
Thanks, guys. We're here with Coach Holly. Coach Holly, you put up 50 points here. You hit the team scoring average. Before the game, you told me in order to win tonight, you had to play Blount football, play fast, and do the small things right.
It's all about consistency. It's all about effort. It's all about commitment. And those kids right there, they play hard. You know, they're going to play with a chip on their shoulder. And they're just going to keep working. I mean, this is Blount football.
Tony, 4 rushing touchdown, 1 passing touchdown. Can we expect to see him in the second half?
Yeah, you can expect to see him.
All right, thank you, Coach. There it is, Coach Lev Holly and the Blount Leopards headed to the locker room up 50-0 here at halftime.
Well, a very hungry Lev Holly is making a statement and giving us a little preview. Kadarius Toney will start the second half, and we're going to head into more halftime coverage. We'll be back with the Mobile County Public School High School Football Game of the Week. The Blount Leopards leading the LeFlore Rattlers 50-0 on homecoming night.
Taking care of a family member can lead to plenty of questions. Fortunately, there's a place to get the answers, for them and for you. Find articles, tips, and tools from experts and others who have been in your place. The Caregiving Resource Center at aarp.org/caregiving.
Oh, look, a redhead. Staring contest. You still got it.
I know.
Come alive with the forest.
The dad was cute.
They were looking right at us.
Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest near you.
The Environmental Studies Center is a natural sciences education facility designed to provide unique learning experiences. In addition, wildlife rehabilitation plays a vital role each day at the center. Featuring more than 500 acres of rich woodlands, the center affords teachers, students, and the general public an opportunity to experience firsthand the natural environment. Environmental Studies Center. It starts with us in the Mobile County Public Schools.
Welcome back to halftime coverage of the Mobile County Public School High School Football Game of the Week. Tim Finnegan, Howard McCain, Al Whedon bringing you live coverage from Ladd Peoples Stadium here on homecoming night. But you wouldn't know it looking at the score. The Blount Leopards up 50-0. on top of the LeFlore Rattlers.
Well, hopefully most of the fans aren't football fans, because if they were, they would be extremely disappointed with what's
We're in
going
football
on.
country.
Well, hey, I'm trying to find something, Tim. You got to help me out here.
They had a block point after. That was a positive play.
Okay, so instead of being down, but they did come back and get the 2-point conversion on the very next score, so that did nullify the point that was lost on the point after attempt. Tim.
It was a tough start when you lose 3 offensive starters, 2 of your running backs, and your starting center and defensive tackle to ankle injuries. None of them are expected to return here in the second half. Right now there's just a tough deficit to overcome. You almost have to have the mindset coming into halftime as it's a brand new ball game.
Right.
Let's get out there. Let's get some reps. We talked about, Al was talking about how LeFlore doesn't have a JV team. Okay, well, you got a lot of young guys that you can build around. Get them some playing time right now. That's the kind of stuff, the mindset you need to have late into this season, because right now you're not going to come away with a victory tonight.
And, man, you were sure hoping that on that halftime interview with Lev Holly that he was going to call the dogs off.
Whew.
But it sounds
Probably
like
not.
But it looks like we're going to still see Kadarius Toney in the second half, and he's been absolutely unstoppable, Tim. He's pretty much accounted for in some way, shape, form, or fashion for, about 5 touchdowns. 6 touchdowns tonight, either running the football himself or throwing a touchdown pass. So how they're going to stop Kadarius Toney, I have absolutely no idea, but they've got to come up with something.
Well, they've got 4 rushing touchdowns for the junior quarterback, 2 passing, 1 to Antonio Wright, the second going to Reggie Todd on what appeared to be a muff play, but took advantage for about a 70-yard strike. We talked about he just punted it up there with the pass, but the senior receiver able to come down with it, utilizing his big frame, 6'4", 200 pounds.
And to also be able to get that just dagger in the heart touchdown right there before halftime with about 28 seconds left in the ball game, able to find your wide receiver for a 47-yard touchdown. Man, that's got to hurt. That absolutely has to hurt the LeFlore Rattler defense. So what does the coaching staff do with LeFlore in the halftime? I have no idea.
Well, Lev Holly, very Bill Belichick-like in that halftime interview, looking for more. We've been talking about a lot of the scores to keep up with throughout the Mobile area tonight, and we're going to take a live look in at a huge matchup in 7A Region 1 between the Giltool and Yellow Jackets and the Theodore Bobcats, who have just struck for the first touchdown of the game. Starting off the second half, Eric Collier trying to make a statement as they're holding on to the number 3 seed in 7A Region 1.
And it looks like we have a Theodore player down on the turf as some of the staff makes their way onto the field. So they're going to go into an injury timeout there in Theodore. But a packed house out there for that football game. Huge matchup. Undefeated McGill and a 1-loss team of Theodore battling it out. And right now Theodore is up by a touchdown. But right now player hurt on the field as we come back here to Ladd Peoples Stadium and some of the sights and some of the sounds of homecoming here for the LeFlore Rattlers as the homecoming court, is currently being introduced.
Well, the number 1 seed in 7A Region 1, McGill Tulane, actually suffered a loss to a guess who team?
Was that Murphy?
It's really close. They're really close to us right now. The Blount Leopards, that's right. Good job. Yeah, they beat them earlier on in the season. I believe it was a close battle, 17-14, if I recall correctly.
I apologize. I must have looked at the standings wrong.
Ask Lev Holly whenever you interview him afterwards, and just check with him, make sure that they won.
I'm gonna leave that interview up to Al. He is dialed in on this football game. I don't want any part of that interview.
We'll be back with more halftime coverage of the Mobile County Public School High School Football Game of the Week. Blount leading LeFlore 50-0.
Do you have what it takes to be an Envision graduate? We are pioneering students to be all they can be, from 6th grade all the way to 12th grade.
I definitely would recommend Envision to other students who feel the way I feel. They really work with you, and they've gotten tutors, and you have online teachers to talk to.
It starts right here. It starts right now. Envision Virtual Academy. Enroll today.
The more parents are involved in school, the more likely it is a child will succeed. Children with involved parents and attend school regularly make better grades and have better social skills. Every involved parent makes a difference.
Get involved. Ask about your child's day. Explain how your education matters. Parent involvement, it matters.
You can find more information on parent involvement at mcpss.com.
Welcome back to halftime coverage of the Mobile County Public School High School football game of the week. The Blount Leopards find themselves up 50-0 over the LeFlore Rattlers here at halftime. Tim Finnegan now joined by a very special guest, the Signature Academy coordinator herself from Mobile County Public Schools, Miss Christy July. How are you doing tonight?
Wonderful. How are you?
Doing well, doing well. You know, big action on the field, but a lot of your game happens off the field. Tell me a little bit, how did Signature Academies first get started?
Well, it was to address the state's plan, Plan 2020, to ensure that we're graduating students that are college and career ready. And we decided in Mobile County that it was very important for all of our students in grades 10 through 12 to graduate and experience what it's like to partake in a particular career while in high school, so that they can gain exposure and experience and also credentials during their time in 10th through 12th grade. So once they graduate, they can make a more informed decision as to what career field they're going to pursue. And so that way we're making sure our students are graduating with credentials. They're graduating with industry recognized credentials, as well as the ACT scores that are needed. And also we're looking to make sure that they have those military recognized credentials.
Now, what all goes into selecting the type of academies to have for each school?
Well, it depends on the industries that are around each particular school. So, for instance, BC Rain High School is located near Brookley Field. So it only made sense for us to have aviation and aerospace engineering as their academy, because it is a high wage, high demand career field. And so that's part of the academy concept as well. When schools are deciding what academies to offer, they're looking at career fields that are high wage, high demand fields.
Are we moving towards a future to where high schools will almost be pitching themselves to students much like colleges?
We are. We're having more of a conversation earlier as to what are your career goals? What do you want to do upon graduation, whether that be from a 2-year or 4-year school or right out of high school? And so one thing we're doing in Mobile County is this year we're going to have our Signature Academy Showcase for 8th graders that are transitioning to 9th grade, where all 12 high schools as well as the business partners that are associated with those schools are in one location. It'll be in the Mitchell Center on November 2nd from 3 to 7 p.m. And that'll give parents the opportunity to meet with each of those high schools to find out what they're offering the students, career academy-wise as well as credential-wise, and extracurricular activities also. And then they can also talk to those business partners to see how they're engaged with the schools and the opportunities they provide to those students.
Now give us a little preview. Are there any developing programs, any programs yet to arrive, still in the works, some coming up?
Well, we are always looking to implement new career academies, those that are high wage, high demand. But this is our first year that all 12 of our high schools have been on board implementing the process. So we're really excited to show off what each school has to offer.
Excellent. Well, we're really excited about all the possibilities that are happening for students, getting them college and career ready. And talk about the two schools that we have here tonight, Blount and LeFlore, and just what they're bringing to the table for the opportunities for their students.
Great. On Blount's side, they have been implementing the academies for 3 years, and they're allied health for students that are interested in going into the medical field. And they are leading the district in CNA certifications within their nursing program for students that want to aspire either to become an RN or maybe choose to pursue a medical field related to a doctor or something of that nature. We also have LeFlore. This is their first year implementing their academy, and their signature is law, arts, and health sciences.
Excellent. Well, we're going to get a chance to take a little video sneak peek at some of the programs that are happening around the Mobile County Public School system. Great job by you and your team that putting all these programs in place, and a special thank you for all the people doing excellent jobs to get these students the proper experience and education for opportunities in their career fields.
Well, I thank you for giving me the opportunity to talk to you.
Thanks for joining us tonight.
Thank you.
As we take a look now at some of the special signature academies happening with the Mobile County Public School System.
As time passes, we recognize achievements, quality, commitment, and excellence in our lives. These factors are elevated and are called traditions. Since its inception in 1953, Mattie Thomas Blount High School has developed a rich and lasting tradition for educating successful students. The alumni of Blount view their traditions as a true accomplishment, not resting on the past, but ever flowing throughout many years of academic success, which can be explored, developed, and nurtured. Now begins a new era in education. Not a change in education, but an extension of the Blount tradition. This era began in August 2013 when the Healthcare Access Signature Academy process was introduced to students, parents, businesses, and the waiting community.
As part of the rigorous curriculum through the academies at Mattie T. Blount High School, our students will gain college and career opportunities. Our partnerships with local employers strengthen the relationship between school and work, thus providing students with job training, internship, and leadership opportunities. Additionally, students may gain college credit, paid internship, and industry-recognized credentials.
Health science is not only one of the fastest growing fields in today's economy, but one in which graduates are virtually assured employment. Qualified candidates at all levels are in demand nationwide. At Infirmary Health, we provide a realistic, hands-on learning environment to support the needs of a growing global economy. In addition, Blount can boast of its business, marketing, and human services academies, as well as the industry curriculum taught at Faulkner Career Tech Center.
Developing well-rounded students is very important. Through sports and other extracurricular activities that we offer, we will prepare our students intellectually, academically, and socially. We are indeed proud of everything that we have to offer here at Blount High School and of every student who chooses to enter our doors. It starts with us.
It starts with education, the fact that we make a difference in the lives of our students every single day. Our teachers work to unleash the potential inside our students, to seize and help guide them to their dreams, to show them with hard work and dedication they can be what they want to be. It starts with business, providing an innovative product or service to people, providing good jobs for hard workers, and learning to go the extra mile and invest back into the community. When businesses work together, it's a good thing. When businesses work together with the school system, it's a great thing for everyone involved. It starts with the community, the fact that we are all in this together, the fact that we want to leave the world a better place for the next generation. It's a powerful thing when people come together for the common good, for a goal that enriches everyone. It starts when we tie it all together, where businesses mentor students and broaden their worldview, when community provides after-school activities, where volunteers give up their time to help students with sports, science, and weekend projects, where industry engages and trains, where we all embrace technology and help tell the amazing stories all around us. Together, we can raise the quality of life for all Mobilians.
Mobile County Public Schools. It starts with us.
Welcome back to halftime coverage of the Mobile County Public School High School football game of the week. Tim Finney and Howard McCain, Al Whedon bringing you tonight's matchup here at Ladd People Stadium between the Blount Leopards and the LeFlore Rattlers, 50-0 right now. And Howard McCain, that's just one of the major scores happening around the Mobile area tonight.
Yeah, a lot of big scores. Again, like you just said, happening around the area. But, man, this one here is just this is the one that we're a part of. And 50-0, it's not even close to what I envisioned in this football game. I know Blount is a superior team, and most people probably imagine that Blount will probably win this football game. But to hang 50 on LeFlore in the first half, folks, that's not easy.
And they're not done yet.
And like Liv Holly said, we're still going to see Kadarius Toney in the second half, who's accounted for, six of their touchdowns tonight, either by running or by throwing the football. And that's just amazing. So look for more big plays for Kadarius Toney in the second half.
4 rushing touchdowns for the junior quarterback, 2 passing, 1 going to Antonio Wright, another one going to Reggie Todd right before the half. And I tell you, just a dagger as far as the spirit in front of this homecoming crowd.
Yeah, that was pretty tough. And, I kind of cringed when I saw LeFlore throw that third down pass, which stopped the clock with 57 seconds remaining in the first half. Just like we predicted, big play for Kadarius Toney in the passing game, 47 yards and another touchdown going into the half.
We're going to take a live look in at some of the action happening around the Mobile County Public Schools system. And football action tonight as we take a look over here for Gulf Shores and Citronelle. A little bit of a score correction has the Wildcats on top, 26-14 over the Dolphins in third quarter action. Rusty Funk's bunch over there trying to end their last home game on a high note.
Yeah, and if that score holds up, that is going to be a big win for the Citronelle Wildcats. Late in the season here, almost at the end of the season, you know, you would love to see these guys kind of come together and rally and at least get out of the season with at least one win. So it's good to see that the Citronelle Bobcat team, the Citronelle team is still fighting hard, Tim, to get that win.
The Wildcats looking for their second win on the season. It would be their most in a number of years.
Wow.
We'll be right back with more halftime coverage of the Mobile County Public School High School Football Game of the Week.
I believe that the quality of education that I received at the Mobile County Public School system, I would give it an A+, an excellent education. And I feel that they prepared me for my future career. I feel that I received not only the fund of knowledge that I need, but the social skills, communication skills that is needed to compete with any other student, not just in Mobile County particularly, but nationwide.
Welcome back to halftime coverage of the Mobile County Public School High School Football Game of the Week. Getting ready to kick off the second half. But Howard McCain, we talked about the big victory that's happening on the field tonight. How about victories off the field?
Yeah, those victories that take place in the classroom, and those are just as important, if not more important, than what happens on the football field. But for these student athletes, Tim, who are able to strike that balance between what they do on the field and also what they do in the classroom is incredible.
Well, we've already actually had two former Scholar Student Athletes winners in action tonight, but the Gulf Coast Federal Credit Union Scholar Student Athlete goes to Adrian Portlock of Williamson High School for this week's highlight of the Gulf Coast Federal Credit Union Mobile County Public Schools Scholar Student Athlete.
Off to Adrian Portlock, and he is in the end zone. Touchdown, Williamson.
When I think of Adrian, I think about the willingness to succeed. And everything that he do, he put his heart into it, full effort, his passion into it, his emotions into it. And man, Adrian is a tremendous student first. And he's really the leader on our team. He sets the example that you want the typical, student athlete to uphold. And it's been a joy just coaching them.
It was a class full of honor students, but several of them kind of stood out, and Adrian was one of them. And he would come in, he was always ambitious. Anything that I asked him to do, he would come in, he would get it done.
Ever since I've been growing up, academics came first before football. As I moved up in life, I kind of realized that, the importance of grades. Usually, when I was there, getting grades, okay, I just want to do this just to play football. But I understand that outside of football, you have to have a life, just in case football doesn't work. So, grades are very important.
It's just so much I could say about him. He's an excellent student. I know wherever he goes to college, he's going to do a wonderful job. He's always going to stand out, not number 2, not number 3. He's going to be number 1 in everything that he does.
Another phenomenal winner of the Gulf Coast Federal Credit Union Mobile County Public Schools Scholar Student Athlete, Adrian Portlock of Williamson High School. I've got to work with Adrian a couple of times. We've done some personal development workshops, some of the youth groups that he's part of. I mean, he is a phenomenal student, phenomenal athlete, great character. He's got a bright future.
Yeah, very well spoken young man, and just very deserving of that honor. And I know one of his teachers was quoted there as saying that everything that he does, he's going to be great at it. And we wish that not just for our scholar athletes of the week, but all of our scholar athletes, that even after these kids are done playing football here at LeFlore, and also after these kids are done playing football at Blount, the hope and the goal is that they will go on to be productive citizens and be contributing, parts of the community. So, congratulations to Adrian Portlock and everyone who was recognized this season as the Scholar Athlete of the Week.
We're going to head down to the field with a halftime report from Al Wheaton. Al, what do you have for us?
Appreciate that, Tim. Had a chance to talk to Coach Anthony Schamberger. He said, yes, we're down 50-0, but we've got to have some Rattler pride. We've got to come out, get some points on the board, and play tough. We know it's an uphill climb, but we've got to do something. It is homecoming. Also, he told me Jacoby Green, he's definitely out. Chester Williams will probably see again, and I don't know if you noticed it, but Master Davis did get back in the game. So the Rattlers got 2 of the 3 back, but they know they've got some work cut out here in the second half. Try to get some Rattler pride, get some points on the board, guys.
That's great news for the LeFlore Rattlers, Al. I mean, you get 2 of the 3 offensive starters back into the game. You're going to get Williams. Davis has already returned. Green, a big loss. But they've had a number of running backs that have been effective tonight.
Yeah, we've seen Jonathan Perriman, carry the rock, and we've also seen one of the replacements. I believe that's Dylan Williams, who's also come on and carried the rock for the LeFlore Rattlers. So they do have guys at the running back position that are capable. They're also big. We know that, 230 and also 245 pounds. Now, in the pregame, LeFlore did win the toss. They deferred, so they will receive the ball to kick off the second half.
245 pounds running at you?
Yeah.
I want to be at that Thanksgiving dinner.
That's a big guy. Those are some big guys, man. That's 475 total pounds between the 2 of them?
Colliding?
That's big guys.
The Rattlers are going to receive the opening kickoff, and another short one is almost like a little bit of an onside kick, it looks like, but Alvarado Amaya, the sophomore kicker for the Leopards, just pinpointing it right at the 45-yard line, just challenging this offense.
Yeah, and that was Shanteric Ritchie who called for that fair catch, Tim. So the LeFlore Rattlers are going to start this opening drive of the second half at their own 43-yard line. Great field position, but can't they do anything with it, Tim? Down right now by a score of 50-0 to one of their rivals, Blount.
Well, you got to be excited to have Master Davis back at center. And if you're the LeFlore Rattlers, really your mindset needs to be this brand new game. You try to get some of these underclassmen some experience here in the second half. Phelan comes out, hands off to Williams. Nope. Finding a huge hole is Perriman. And a big first down. That's how you start your momentum in the second half.
I love his running style. He's so big that he wants to run small. So when he gets the football, he tries to bend over at the waist, Tim, to try to make himself a little bit more difficult to tackle, but he has that really choppy running style. But he's still able to pick up substantial yards on first down, flips field position, Tim. Ball now sits on the 37-yard line of Blount.
The junior running back getting a first down. Williams this time powers his way right up the middle, close to that first down marker. A huge gain of about 9 yards for the Rattlers.
Yeah, 245 pounds is Williams. 2 carries so far between Perriman and Williams. 475 pounds, Tim. About almost 50 yards of real estate eaten up by both of those guys.
You got to be careful here if you're the Blount Leopards. You don't want to get anyone injured. I mean, you got a sizable lead, 50-0. The first string is still out there and charging. Madison and Dungy, the defensive ends, trying to get some penetration right there as Blount just knifes in with Juan Caples on the play coming in. Talking about size, how about 6'2", 240 for the senior nose guard?
And Juan Caples has been really, really quiet tonight, and he's one of their playmakers on defense, but he comes up and makes a play right there, Tim. Able to shoot that B gap. That's the gap between the tackle and the guard. Able to get into the backfield and get Perriman before he could get going. Dropped him for a loss on that play, Tim. Is going to bring up third down now and about 5 for the LeFlore Rattlers.
2 backs in the backfield, 2 receivers split out to each side for the Rattlers. They're shifting Williams over. Coming on the sweep is Phelan, and it's going to be snuffed out on the play and stopped for a huge loss. The Leopards coming up to make a stop in the backfield all the way back near the 46-yard line.
Yeah, Jakari Dees was able to come on that linebacker blitz right in the face of the quarterback as he tries to sprint out here. Oh, I take that back. I'm sorry, that was not the quarterback. That was actually Rodney Finley on the sort of a jet handoff is what it was. And Finley was stopped behind the line of scrimmage. Tim, huge loss on 3rd down, bringing up 4th down and about 14 for the Rattlers. They're going for it.
No need to punt right here as they send Perriman in motion out to the left. Phelan with pressure in his face, and just a pile of Leopard defenders are going to drag him all the way back into LeFlore territory back at the 46.
Now his forward progress was stopped at the 49-yard line of the Blount Leopards. So that's where they're going to take over 1st and 10, but wanted to try to attempt to pass downfield, but there was just way too much defensive penetration right there, attempt to do anything with the football from the quarterback position was Phelan. So that's going to give the ball back to the Blount Leopards at their own 49-yard line. 9:04 left in the 3rd quarter.
Donadio Madison, an unsung hero of this defensive front for the Leopards, the first in on the contact and then just finished off by a pile of defenders following. Fresh set of downs. They have a man in motion and right. Play action fake. Tony looking long. Single coverage out to the side and a connection once again to the senior receiver, Todd, spinning away from 2 defenders. Stiff arms one, has an opening, and Reggie Todd has his 2nd touchdown of the night. A pitch and catch, and the senior making a play altogether.
A 51-yard pitch and catch for Tony and Todd. Now, we saw them connect for a 47-yard touchdown going into halftime. They come out of halftime, and they connect. Now, watch Todd once he gets the football, Tim. The whole time he's just setting things up, just fakes, able to finally get outside with a stiff arm right there, create just enough separation between him and the would-be tackler to get into the end zone for a 51-yard touchdown pass.
Tony's 7th touchdown of the night is Todd's 2nd receiving touchdown, extended their lead with the point after, 57-0. Here in the Mobile County Public School High School Football Game of the Week.
Smartboard, that's right.
Welcome back to 3rd quarter action of the Mobile County Public School High School Football Game of the Week. 8 minutes and 39 seconds remaining here in 3rd quarter action. Kadarius Toney connecting with Reggie Todd for his 7th touchdown of the night. Todd's 2nd receiving touchdown.
Can you say player of the week, maybe?
He's working for it. He might be working for it. He's working for your fantasy team, so he's working for those player of the week honors.
Good God. Just massive.
And one of the most anticipated parts of Friday night broadcasts.
I know, right?
Heading down to the field now, hitting the numbers with Al Whedon.
All right, Tim and Howard, here it is for the numbers. My crack staff team have been at it again. I've been told 7 is a lucky number. Well, tonight, the Blount Leopards are looking to wipe that number out. Here's why. They entered the night with 7 wins. They have won 7 games in the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th rounds of the playoffs, and they've been to the state championship game 7 times. But throughout the 45 times the Leopards and Rattlers have met, no team has won more than 7 in a row. Tonight, Blount is on the way to extending that streak to 8.
So that's why Lev Hawley didn't want to call off the Dogs in the 2nd half. Now we know. Man, I thought he was just, a little tipped by the interview questions going into the halftime.
Al Whedon playing with the numbers, man.
Lucky number 7. As we take a look over in Theodore, action in 7A Region 1 between McGill and Theodore, the current number 1 and 3 seeds in 7A Region 1. They're tied right now 14 apiece as they head into fourth quarter action. A defensive battle over there for the Bobcats and the Yellow Jackets.
What a game at C.A. Douglas Field. You know, and you know, if you didn't make it out to that game and you're a Theodore fan or a McGill fan, then shame on you, because an outstanding football game being put on by two outstanding football teams. And Tim, that's the way you wanted to come down. You wanted to come down to the wire. Both of these teams have it's pretty much strength on strength out there at C.A. Douglas Field out in Theodore.
Well, McGill not really in jeopardy of losing the number 1 seed currently right now in 7A Region 1. Theodore, on the other hand, they need to solidify the number 3 seed. They lost on a last-second play here in Ladd-Beeble Stadium to the Murphy Panthers, who currently hold the number 2 seed after last night's Thursday night football victory over Fairhope. So now the Bobcats just ensuring their number 3 seed as they have Fairhope and Foley right behind them, as Tijon Phelan, a quarterback change in the backfield out of a Wildcat, but he's going to go nowhere. A 5-yard loss in the backfield.
Yeah, Juan Caples has all of a sudden come to life as we look at scores here, Tim, from last night and tonight.
Murphy with a victory 37-13 over Fairhope. Baker on top of MGM 24-7. Davidson jumps out to a 21-3 lead in second half action over Bryant. McGill and Theodore we just took a look at heading to fourth quarter, tied at 14 apiece right now. Citronelle big on top of Gulf Shores, 33-14 in third quarter action. BC Rain Williamson a close battle at halftime, 13-8 right now. St. Paul's with an edge over Viger over at Pritchard Stadium. 17-13. Daphne up on top of Baldwin County, 28-14. Spanish Fort 49-0 over Robertsville in third quarter action. Jackson on top of Faith Academy, 35-6 in the third quarter.
Wow. A lot of big scores being put up tonight, Tim. A lot of points scored around the area. My goodness.
2 scores we want to keep an eye on throughout the night. Williamson BC Rain, who's going to get the number 4 seed.
And Daphne Baldwin County.
And McGill Theodore.
So 3, right?
Who's going to be on the road? Who's going to be at home? Another big stop in the backfield, and that's going to bring up a 4th down for Blount here. They already have a big lead, 57-0, as we tick under 7 minutes remaining here in third quarter action. But LeFlore Rattlers continue to fight.
Yeah, you know, not a whole lot of much of a spark pretty much lit on the offense for the LeFlore Rattlers, even with the quarterback change. Even with Tijon Phelan coming into the backfield to orchestrate the offense. Just not a lot there, Tim. It's going to bring up 4th down in a punt situation as we see Antonio Wright. And also back with Antonio Wright is, I believe, that is Terrence Massey set to receive this punt from the LeFlore Rattlers.
Massey, a cornerback in the secondary. James is going to punt this one in the direction. Whoa, Wright went to go get a block. Massey touched it. The ball is live, and LeFlore has recovered.
Now, they're still fighting for it underneath that pile, and I thought LeFlore had a chance at getting that football, and they do come out with it. So LeFlore able to force a turnover. Bit of an unforced turnover right there, just an error in judgment. I believe that was Massey that was attempting to field that punt that was trickling along the ground. He touched it, was not able to secure possession. Ball goes back over to LeFlore after the turnover.
Well, that's one way to get offense.
Yeah.
As they flip the field down near the 35-yard line, the clock stops with 6 minutes remaining here in third quarter action, and all of a sudden there's the spark that the Rattlers needed here in the second half. Phelan in the backfield, a bunch formation, 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. He's going to hand off to his big running back, Perriman, who's going to get met immediately. Whoa, the helmet comes off, and they just blow the blade dead.
Yeah, and that's one of the new rules in football now, Tim. As soon as that helmet comes off, the play is automatically whistled dead. And that time, Perriman's helmet came off, Tim, right around about the 44-yard line. Actually lost 1 yard on the carry. So now it's going to be 2nd down and 11 as we watch Perriman make his way to the sideline.
Well, you got to be careful over there. I mean, it's a dangerous situation. He had 5 defenders right in his face, and luckily the Blount players had the presence of mind to stop the play when they saw the helmet fly off. I mean, it could have been extremely dangerous. 2nd down now, 5 minutes remaining here in the third quarter. Phelan back into the game at quarterback, looking to the right. Whoa, takes a shot from behind by who else? Donadio Madison. Coming up with the play was the junior defensive end.
My goodness, boy, that was – he came off of blocks so fast. Watch how quickly he comes off the block. Boom. Right there, was able to get off blocks so fast that the quarterback did not see him coming from his blind side. Lit him up, Tim, dropped him for another loss. That's 2 consecutive plays, 2 consecutive losses of yards. So that pushes the ball all the way back to the 43-yard line, Tim. 3rd down, and I believe this is going to be about 3rd down and about 18 to go for the Rattlers.
Talk about Master Davis being a two-way player for the LeFlore Rattlers. Donadio Madison is a two-way lineman for the Blount Leopards. Primarily a defensive end by nature, but excels extremely as a guard on offense.
Yeah, I believe that was Jaquoy Roberts that caught that pass, and they ruled it incomplete. So ball comes back to him, 4th down, ball sits on the 43-yard line. For the rest of the game, the entire field for the LeFlore Rattlers is going to be 4-down territory. So don't look for them to punt too many more times here in this football game, trailing by a score of 57-0. And if you're just joining us and you're looking at your screen, that score at the bottom of the screen is correct. It's 57-0.
Both Phelons in the backfield. Pressure immediately. 2-on-1 coverage out on the left, and an overthrow out of bounds is going to bring up an incompletion and a turnover.
Yeah, Phelan has to leave that football, Tim, in the field of play to give his wide receiver streaking down the left sideline an opportunity. If you watch here, as he's tracking the football, he's way out of bounds. No shot at that being caught for a big gain on the play. So that's going to be a turnover on downs for the LeFlore Rattlers. And great field position set up now for the Blount Leopards. Ball at their own 43-yard line. As I believe, Tim, we have a quarterback change.
The first substitution of the night comes with 3 minutes and 50 seconds remaining here in third quarter action. The Leopards up 57-0. Pugh in motion on the play. Whoa, a stiff arm as Blount is going to run it out to the 50-yard line, scrambling around. And the new quarterback on the play, LeBaron Jones, is going to draw a flag.
Well, I thought they may throw one over here on the near side for a personal foul, but we see here the new quarterback into the ball game. Right here, he gets tackled. He's out of bounds and just gets thrown down right there. Just a frustration play by the lineman there. I believe that was DeAndre Hogues that committed that infraction. But as it goes, it was not called first down.
Jones out of the pistol, hands off to McCants on the play. LeBaron Jones, wide receiver listed in the roster right now, but 6'1", 175. He's only a sophomore, so he's going to get an opportunity at least 1 year to be the full-time starter if he continues on this pattern.
Well, he's definitely going to get an opportunity to finish this football game because Kadarius Toney has done everything that the coaching staff could have asked of him to do in a single football game, pretty much in on just about every touchdown except for one touchdown, and that was a touchdown run by Brown. But everything else he was a part of as we get a flag here right at the snap of the football.
Whoa, a little bit of a conversation over there in the backfield as McCants just pushes his quarterback out of the realm of that one. Could have been a scuffle, but a flag came out beforehand.
Yeah, and I think it's going to be offsides.
Dead ball, encroachment by the defense. 5-yard penalty.
Check it out now.
Now, that was Damian McMillan. That was who's fresh into the ball game, Tim. That was in the backfield having a couple of words with some of the offensive players for the Blount Leopards. You know, you want to make sure in a game like this, Tim, that, you know, cooler heads prevail. Is the game out of hand? Absolutely. Do guys feel frustrated and demoralized? Absolutely. But, you know, once these guys get over to the sidelines, it is up to the coaching staff to tell them, look, I need you guys to stay in the ball game and keep your heads. We don't need any chipping that's going on out on the football field.
Well, it looks like the staff is down there trying to get a correction on the penalty to walk this one off properly. They went backwards. Now they are accepting the penalty. It's going to bring up close to a 3rd and short, if not a fresh set of downs.
I think that's going to be enough for a first down, Tim. If they spot this. Now, where the football is, okay, now they've adjusted the football, so it's going to be 3rd down and inches. okay, Joey Pilgrim is going to get the officials together to make sure everything is right. So as it goes, it's not enough for a first down. It's going to be third down and about inches.
Third and inches, and you could sneeze to get a first down on this one. It's so close. No need for measurement here. A little bit of jump down in the trenches. Jones is in pressure in the backfield and sacked on the play.
Yeah, I didn't see a flag hit the turf, but a LeFlore player was flirting with falling into the neutral zone, but was able to keep his balance, get into the backfield, sack the quarterback, move the ball over into minus territory, Tim. Ball now sits on the 46-yard line. That was about an 8-yard loss on the play. Fourth down.
That's going to back them up. Fourth and about 7 now for the Leopards. Back to around the 46-yard line. The clock continues to roll. 1 minute, 30 seconds remaining. Jones takes a snap. Pressure in his face. Lobs it up. Single coverage on the outside. His receiver tried to work back, but unable to make a completion on the play. He was looking for Trevon Thompson. Incompletion brings up a turnover for the Rattlers.
Yeah, pretty good coverage. I believe that was Marcus Sullivan, I take that back. That was Cortland Williams. As we take a look at the fans here, eyes not even on the field, Tim. They're just having a good time.
They're trying to get some reps in there. They're like,
listen.
Coach, we can help you out.
Hey, this game is pretty much over, so may as well try to have our own fun some way, somehow, as we see the Rattler offense, Tim, slowly making their way back onto the field.
Some future Rattlers down there trying to warm up.
It's possible.
Trying to warm up down there, man. The Felons and Williams in the backfield out of the shotgun formation. The clock is rolling. 1 minute and counting here in third quarter action. Williams in motion out to the right. 3 receivers split out that way. Felon, a little bit of a trip right there, loses his footing, but dives forward. He's going to get a positive gain of roughly 2 yards on the play as they cross inside the 45.
Yeah, he'll be lucky if they spot him 2 yards. It may have gotten 1 on the play, Tim, and we're well under 45 seconds left in the third quarter. As LeFlore just looks to put something on the scoreboard, Tim. You definitely don't want to hang a goose egg, Tim, on homecoming.
Well, I'll tell you what, Howard. The Blount Leopards have been extremely hungry in their play tonight. But did you know that Mobile County Public Schools was the first school system in Alabama where all schools met the U.S. Healthier Schools Challenge? Well, students are eating healthy breakfasts and lunches, and now those meals are being served at no charge.
That's gorgeous.
A huge sack lunch in the backfield on that one for the Blount Leopards, and it looks like we have a Leopard down on the play. That's not looking good. Rolling over down at the 45.
I can't see the player number. That is actually...
It looks like that is Ja'Cory Dees on the play.
Yeah. He's kind of... I don't know, the way his leg is, it kind of looks like he's cramping, which is pretty unusual because it's not really a hot, humid night tonight. For players to be cramping, but as it goes, it's going to be an official's timeout.
That's going to take us to fourth quarter action. Blount leading LeFlore 57-0. You're watching the Mobile County Public School High School Football Game of the Week.
The quality of education that I received from the Mobile County Public School System really prepared me for global success. Being an international opera singer, I get to travel all across the world. And one of the most important aspects about that is being able to communicate and work with people. And the Mobile County Public School System really equipped me to be greatly successful worldwide.
Welcome back to the Mobile County Public School High School Football Game of the Week. We're taking a live look in now in fourth quarter action between the McGill-Tulane Yellow Jackets and the Theodore Bobcats, as Theodore tied at 14 apiece with McGill on offense late in the game.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to get a stop right there on LaMichael Pirine. Don't know the down, don't know the distance, but wherever LaMichael Pirine was trying to get to, he met a lot of resistance by that defensive front for the McGill-Tulane Yellow Jackets.
Looks like a third down upcoming for the Bobcats on the play. We've seen the Bobcats in action early on in this season. They had a crucial loss to Foley in the previous week, and they had their only other loss to Murphy, the number 2 seed in 7A. Right now, Theodore trying to secure the number 3 seed as Andrews comes out and just tries to find a target, but an incompletion is actually going to be an interception for McGill.
So that's going to set McGill up with excellent field position, Tim, in plus territory right around about the 48-yard line.
We're going to step away. We'll be right back with more fourth quarter action on the Mobile County Public School High School Football Game of the Week.
The Environmental Studies Center is a natural sciences education facility designed to provide unique learning experiences. In addition, wildlife rehabilitation plays a vital role each day at the center. Featuring more than 500 acres of rich woodlands, the center affords teachers, students, and the general public an opportunity to experience firsthand the natural environment. Environmental Studies Center. It starts with us in the Mobile County Public Schools.
Welcome back to fourth quarter action. The Mobile County Public School High School Football Game of the Week. Tim Finnegan, Howard McCain, Al Wheaton bringing you fourth quarter action between the Blount Leopards and the LeFlore Rattlers. 57-0 is our score, as it looks like the Blount player that was down, Jagari Dees, was able to get off the field with the help of the trainers. Worried that it could be another ankle injury, Howard McCain.
Yeah, you know, I thought it was cramps when they initially walked out, and they started stretching him out. But they worked on him for a very, very long time until they were finally able to get him on his feet and get him off the field. But I'm thinking now it may be more closely to an ankle injury than anything else, as LeFlore lines up, Tim, for this 3rd down and 15 play.
Phelan out of the I formation. The other Phelan lining up in the backfield at running back. Phelan dropping the pass, and he's looking across the middle. Oh, almost an interception on the play, but it's going to come up as an incompletion.
It was looking for his wide receiver. I think that's Jacoy Roberts across the middle. But there to almost pick that football off was Averill Winchester for the Blount Leopards, as we're starting to see some of the subs come into the game. He just undercut the route.
Oh, he had it. He had it on his knee for a second. He was trying to maintain his balance while balancing the catch of the ball at the same time. Winchester coming away nonetheless with a big defensive play right there.
Yeah, it would have been a very, very tough pick for the Blount Leopards, but as it goes, that's going to bring up 4th down and 15. Blount going for it. I'm sorry, LeFlore going for it. I'm sorry.
LeFlore at midfield. Phelan drops back to pass. Hands off to Phelan, and he's going to get stuffed on the play. Going to go nowhere, and that's going to be a turnover for the Leopards.
Yeah, sprint draw right there to Phelan. Nothing doing by the Blount offense as we take another quick look. Just a sprint draw to Phelan. Ran right into the teeth of the Leopard defense. Nothing there, Tim. The ball goes over to the Leopards on downs. The Leopards start this next drive in plus territory. Ball on the 48-yard line. 1st down as we have another. Oh, I take that back. No, we don't. I thought we had another quarterback into the ball game, but we do not.
LeBaron Jones, the sophomore, coming back out at quarterback. He's got some new weapons around him as he spreads out in the shotgun formation. 1 running back in the backfield, 2 receivers to his left, and he's just going to hand off on the play. A thunderous run on 1st down for the Leopards.
I believe that was Christopher Johnson, who's new into the ball game, into the backfield for the Blount Leopards. With that carry, Tim, able to pick up about 5 yards on 1st down, 2nd down and 5, as substitutions make their way onto the field for the Rattlers. A little bit of confusion with the substitution package.
The 5'8", 180-pound senior in the backfield, hungry for another carry on this one. Encroachment on the play, and that's going to draw a flag. Taking a look at some final scores. Spanish Ford, 56-0 over Robertsdale.
Start by the offense. 5-yard penalty, still 2nd down.
It's pretty close to our score right now, 57-0 here in fourth quarter action.
Wait a minute. They're moving the ball in the wrong direction. I'm not sure if the ball, now was it a false start penalty or an encroachment penalty?
That is the question. I think the Blount staff is questioning that as well.
Well, it must have been an encroachment penalty because I don't see Blount being adamant at all about the call. So
Jones in the backfield takes the snap, hands off to Johnson. Johnson going to get stuffed right back at the line of scrimmage, and another flag comes out, this time on the Blount sideline near the 45.
Now, there was a receiver and a corner that were working on each other out in the flat. Now, the only thing I can think of is, did the wide receiver start blocking too early, or was there some extracurricular activities going on out there between the receiver and the corner? But Joey Pilgrim is going to let us know here in just a second.
I'll tell you what, it's been a battle of the bands tonight.
Yeah.
Face mask against the offensive team, 5 yards, still stuck it down.
Face mask on the offense. You don't say that too much.
Yeah, so probably when the wide receiver went out to block the corner that he was matched up one-on-one with, hands probably got up into the face mask area, Tim, and they dropped the flag. So that moves the ball into minus territory now for the Blount Leopards at their own 47-yard line. Second down and about 16.
Bunch formation in the backfield. They got a man in motion out to the right. 2 receivers split out to each side. Whoa, a little bit of a quick jump. Johnson able to control the snap and is going to be brought down in the backfield, but they blow the play dead as flags come flying.
Yeah, that's going to be offsides on the LeFlore Rattlers. So the 5 yards that they just got on the Joey Pilgrim, our referee.
Encroachment by the defense. 5-yard penalty, second down.
Well, they just wanted to get the officials some reps as well throughout the game.
It's
been a pretty clean game up to this point.
Yeah, yes, it has. It's been reasonably error-free. But as you get some of these new guys into the ball game, they're still young. They're still learning how to play. So they're not quite doing everything correctly on the field, and it's showing up in penalties.
Take it back now, y'all. Jones getting some pressure from behind. He scrambles around, and he's going to get about 2 yards on the play, bringing up 3rd and 6 as we tick under 9 minutes remaining in the game.
Yeah, and that's where Blount is in this football game, Tim. They are pretty much in clock-eating mode. They want to try to go ahead and get this game over with as quickly as possible. So in able to do that, they're not probably going to throw the ball much, going to keep the ball on the ground, try to run as much time as they can off that play clock, keep this clock rolling, and just shorten this football game and get out of here with a huge, huge victory over LeFlore.
8 minutes, 20 seconds remaining in the game. The clock continues to roll. 3rd and 7 upcoming for the Blount second team unit. They're spread out, 3 receiving options to the left. They hand off to Johnson. Whoa, spins out a 1 tackle, but brought back down after a 1-yard gain is going to bring up a 4th and 6.
Blount has to decide here whether they're just going to punt or whether they're going to go for it on 4th down and just possibly concede to the LeFlore Rattlers right around the 45-yard line. So they are huddling. I do not see the punt team out there, so they are going to go for this on 4th down, Tim. 4th down and about 10 for the Blount Leopards.
Well, if you're Lev Holly, you're thinking about getting some of your backups some meaningful time. Get some reps as you head into the playoffs. You never know when you need depth. A little bit of change at quarterback as the Blount Leopards are going to air it out. Double coverage and broken up on the play. Looks like they were subbing in Vashawn Simpson, the senior, on the play. 6 foot 195 with the pass.
Yeah, nothing there. So that's going to be 4th down. Ball goes back over to LeFlore on downs. Clock stops. 7:17 remaining in the football game. So take a look at a few of the players for the LeFlore Rattlers.
Now keep an eye on number 88 right there, okay? I'll tell you a great story. Jonathan Buskey right there. He's only a junior, but check out the measurables. 6'6", 275. Now we learned about him in the preseason, and I got to sit down with Coach Schamberger and talking about some of the new faces for these LeFlore Rattlers for this year. And he was telling me a story about Buskey. He found him. He was a basketball player, and he goes over to him and says, "Son, you might not be the biggest recruit for basketball,
right?
But you can come over and start playing football again, and you could be one of the bigger guys." So, talking about recruiting the hallways, right. You got a 6'6", 275 guy that's over there wanting to be a power forward for basketball, and he's like, "Son, football is really your sport. You need to come over on this side." So a big weapon. He's only a junior, so he's got another year, to kind of accumulate some stats and get some film on him. But a name to remember, Jonathan Buskey, a great story in the preseason.
Yeah, and he has something that you just can't coach, Tim, and that's size. And how he was able to walk those halls, pretty much towering over every other student in those hallways, and the coach is just now finding him is totally beyond me. They should have saw that kid the second he stepped on campus and went to him with a helmet and a jersey.
Well, you had Reggie Todd, who was a transfer from LeFlore, a basketball player. Right now he's committed to New Mexico State, one of the top recruits in the nation for basketball. But now he's wearing a Blount jersey playing receiver, and he's already got 2 touchdowns tonight. So trying to learn from the lessons and all that, seeing Todd transfer to their rival. They go and recruit Buskey.
Yeah, that was a shot at Christian Johnson, one of the big offensive linemen for the LeFlore Rattlers. He's only about 6'2". I take that back, he's 5'11", 250. Still has a smile on his face, even though his team hasn't really fared well tonight. 57-0 against a very, very good Blount Leopard football team.
Fresh set of downs for the Rattlers. Valon's just going to air it out, triple coverage in the area, no flags, and that's going to bring up an incompletion. Interesting on that last play, it looked like the band was holding up some newspapers right there.
Yeah, how did Al get in the shot? But you know what? Let's go down there.
Maybe Al knows about it.
Maybe he knows. Let's go down to the field.
Al, what's going on with the newspapers?
Well, I can tell you what's going on, Tim. You hit on it earlier when you said Battle of the Bands. The score may be 57-0, but the true battle is in the stands. And full disclosure, I'm a former Mighty Marching Rattler. The real battle is between Blount and LeFlore's band. So as you saw, the Rattlers had the newspapers up. That was their answer to Blount's playing of the Dougie Fresh to Show right there. So you got challenges from the brass section. You got the drum line with percussionists. Of course, you got the majorettes. The true battle probably won't be decided until Mardi Gras, guys.
I think
a little parade action there?
I think he may be right. So for the remainder, 4:57 and counting left in this football game, and trust me, folks, you're going to hear each band tonight as we take a quick look inside the production. A new addition to the staff right there.
A little behind-the-scenes look right there. Mike Herndon getting a little spotlight right there. But, hey, shout out to all of the people that are making things happen.
Great job.
We're having a lot of fun up here. And
thumbs up to all the guys in the truck.
Out on the field. But, hey,
love
that team
that truck
there.
right there, man. They do a fantastic job.
They do. Night in and night out, every week, putting up the graphics, getting all the right camera angles, setting up everything. A lot of unsung heroes over there in that truck.
And the part that they do so well that you and I never have to worry about is breaking everything down. While they're doing that, man, we're in our car trying to get out of here. So, kudos to those guys. They do it. I've never heard a single person complain about what they do. And, man, this broadcast just would not be possible if it wasn't for everybody who's involved. So, thank you so much to all those guys. It's been another great year.
Well, we're really blessed to have a great team. That's put on in the Mobile County Public School High School Football Game of the Week every Thursday and Friday night.
The best part, really, to me about our production team is that after every game they give me money. You haven't been getting any? Oh, my gosh, man. You should talk to those guys as a group after the broadcast. You really should. You should do that.
Looks like we're going to get a turnover on downs on the play. Blount Leopards are going to take over. It's just been a battle of the backups here as the clock continues to roll. 3 minutes, 20 seconds and counting. The Blount Leopards, 57-0 tonight from Ladd Peoples Stadium. This rivalry matchup on LeFlore's homecoming. I think they made a statement, not just in the rivalry game, but looking ahead to their next rival opponent on Thursday Night Football here on Seymour. Al Whedon's going to have the call.
Big game.
He's ready for it. The Spartans on the road taking on Matty T. Blount.
That is going to be an excellent game, and Al is going to do a great job with the broadcast, and I'm looking forward to checking it out as we get a run here from the Blount Leopards.
Whoa, Trey Pugh ripped down. No call. Looked like it could have been in the horse collar kind of tackle, but no call on the play.
Now, that was Cortland Williams, who came make the stop, and I think he may have wrapped him around his shoulder pads, on the outside of his shoulder pads. So as it goes, the officials do not drop a flag on that play. Tim, clock continues to tick. 2 minutes, 20 seconds remaining in this fourth quarter.
Second and long now. Jones back at quarterback out of the pistol. Play action fake, pressure in his face. Stiff arms Hogs as he runs out and tries to find the sideline. Whoa, stiff arms another player, and he takes a shot on the sideline, but nonetheless, the sophomore just speeding right up the right side of the field. getting a huge gain for their offense.
Yeah, and that was Cortland Williams who came over and delivered that huge hit on the sideline as we take another live look in out at C.A. Douglas Field in Theodore. Ball game is still knotted up at 14 apiece. It's got to be coming down to the wire. They're getting late in that ball game. Both teams.
It looks like McGill might have just scored, so
I believe, yeah.
They got a field goal lead right now, 17-14 on the score correction. Gonna kick this one off in fourth quarter action over in Theodore. A little bit of both players losing their footing on that pass. Stopping the clock, 1 minute 30 seconds. Well, it continues to roll here.
Not one player, but both players fall down on an incomplete pass. Highly unusual.
Trayvon Thompson over there, the intended target for the Leopards, losing his footing. Clock stops now at 1:26. An impressive offensive display, actually in all facets for the Blount Leopards. Talked about, this was a statement game, not just as a rivalry, but just really tuning up for the season finale next week and then getting ready for the playoffs as they're set to be the number 2 seed, potentially, as they go to battle. And we have a final score over in Theodore. McGill coming away with a 17-14 victory over the Theodore Bobcats. Wow. So that ensures a playoff spot for the Foley Lions in 7A Region 1. But now it comes down to which one will they be, 3 or 4.
Right.
Theodore has a matchup next week as they take on Fairhope, I believe.
Tim, 54 seconds left in this ball game. That was a first down run by the Blount Leopards, and I believe they're just going to go into victory formation, Tim. Take a knee, get out of here. 57-0 is going to be the final score as the play clock is now down to 3-2, and there's the knee. And I think that's going to pretty much do it, Tim, for this ball game here at Ladd People Stadium. Homecoming night for the LeFlore Rattlers did not quite go as they had expected, Tim. They're looking at a shutout against them tonight, delivered by the hands of the Blount Leopards. 20 seconds and counting here in the ball game.
Yeah, that's going to be all she wrote from Ladd Peoples Stadium. The Blount Leopards going away a huge victory, 57-0 behind the 7 touchdowns of Kadarius Toney. He had a passing touchdown in the second half, but had 6 first-half touchdowns. 2 of them going to Reggie Todd, 1 to Antonio Wright, and then the rest on the ground. Making a statement was the junior quarterback, Al Whedon. He's going to get a wrap-up interview with Lev Hawley down on the field, talking about an impressive victory for his Leopards.
Yeah, and you can see the Blount staff is slowly making their way from their sideline over to shake the hands of the opposing staff, the LeFlore staff, and congratulate them. Not the kind of night you would have hoped for if you are a LeFlore Rattler fan or player, but that is a good show of sportsmanship there by the coaching staff to meet right around midfield and just shake hands. And it was a tough game, and like I said, we're going to wait now as Al Wheaton prepares to do an interview with the winning coach for the Blount Leopards.
Well, Lev Hawley's going to be standing by. So we head down to the field.
Lev Hawley, congratulations on the win tonight, 57-0 over LeFlore. Talk about the victory, what this means for the Leopards here.
8-1 overall, 6-1 in the region. So, that's another day at the office. We just got to go get better. Got a great Sarah Land team coming in next week. Just work to get better.
Short week, you're going to be playing on Thursday. It's a home game last year. I know you weren't with the Leopards, but it was a loss for Blount. Have you guys kind of talked about that already next week?
Just got to go in and play football. They're a good football team. Coach Kelly, a dear friend, a great friend of mine, one of my best friends in this world, one of my former bosses. So just want to just go out and just play and, realize that, the number 2 seed is up for grabs. So we just got to go play football.
All right, Coach, we look forward to seeing you next Thursday night on the MCPSS Thursday Night Kickoff, and congratulations tonight, okay?
Thank you.
Coach Lev Hawley, the Blount Leopards get the victory, 57-0. That's what we have down here on the field, guys.
Thanks, Al. Great job as always. A big victory for the Blount Leopards. Discipline and just staying humble. The team emulating their head coach, and Lev Hawley and the Blount Leopards will roll into next week's Thursday night football action, a crucial matchup with the Saraland Spartans. You can watch it here live on MCPSS TV and see more as Al Whedon will have the call, a huge 6A Region 1 matchup. We've already seen a couple of playoff seeds set up for next week's matchup, especially in 7A.
Yeah, it's just been a big night, and like I said, this is what you want as we get down to the final week of the season, Tim. Huge matchups, still playoff seeding, still left to be determined in some of these ball games. So if you're watching this broadcast and you're thinking about going out to watch a game next week, I'm going to decide for you. Get out there and check out one of these great football games.
Big night for Kadarius Toney, 7 touchdowns on the night, leading his team to a 57-0 victory. You've been watching the Mobile County Public School High School Football Game of the Week. For all of our great staff at Mobile County Public Schools, Quentin Howard, Howard McCain, Al Whedon, I'm Tim Finnegan. Thanks for watching.